He was vomiting.
Damn. We were just admiring Stoud's Star Wars poster in the background.
Yes.
It's quite nice.
Thank you.
I'm looking the wrong way. Am I? InSaNiTy. There we go.
InSaNiTy.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Saturday Night Insanity. No, your bat chronometer did not malfunction. We did not do the show last week. I can't even remember why now. I think I was just really tired or something.
You were going to the fireworks.
Oh, I was at the fireworks. That's right. And then after that, I was really tired. Yeah, so Rosie and I went to see the fireworks. Got front row seats. It was awesome. Yes, that's what they sounded like.
They sounded like boom, boom, pow.
Prior to the fireworks, there was a free concert in the park put on by Hair Nation, which is a 80s hair metal cover band, and they were awesome. Did a lot of cool songs. So Rosie and I rocked out for a bit, and then went to check out the fireworks, and fireworks were great. We were actually they were being launched off of a dock, which is normally for crab fishing during the summer. And needless to say, they'd closed it for the fireworks. But so we were sitting directly in line of sight with the dock, so we could actually see them right from where they launched, all the way up. And there was like a lot of low-level stuff too. Like there was one that I actually thought was a misfire. It shot a bunch of stuff into the water, but then it was like it looked like these glowing ducks or whatever floating on the water for like the next few minutes. So clearly not a misfire, but very cool. And then they had like fountains of sparks and stuff, and then yeah. So a lot of people will sit like way back in, a mile away and just see the high stuff, but they miss out on all the lower level stuff. At one point before the show, there was a canoe that paddled out to the water, sitting like in front of where we were. We're like, what the hell are these two people doing in the canoe? And then one of the local Coast Guard came in and said, yeah, you can't sit there. You're going to have to move the canoe. And when we saw the show, we realized why, because a lot of stuff lands in the water and whatnot. But yeah, it was a really good show. And then the day after that, we went back to the harbor again, and it was in the Nanaimo harbor, the fireworks and stuff. We went back the next day for the launch of the bathtub races. So there are these literally bathtubs on like speedboat base that just little one-man things, and they do an annual race of these things every year. So yeah, so we checked out the launch, and then you can take a bus to where they finish, because it's actually the start and finish aren't at the same point. It's about the first people usually come in about an hour after it starts. Some don't come in until like 4 hours later. It's quite a long route apparently. But last year we went to see the start and finish. This year we just saw the launch, and that was fun.
That sounds positively hillbilly.
Then we hung out downtown.
Yeah.
And that was that. So it was a good time. This week we're just kind of chillaxing, playing some new video games on the freshly upgraded PS3. Threw a 750 gig hard drive in there this week, 7,200 RPMs of blazing speed. The stock 40 gig that was in there has been in there since I got it back in 2008. So I thought, A, it's really slow. B, there's not a lot of room on it. I'm constantly running out of space. And C, it's probably going to die any day now because it's like 6 years old. So yeah, wanted to get something bigger and faster in there. So 7,200 RPM, 750 gig. I was looking at the 1 terabytes. The 1 terabytes don't come in that speed. They only go up to 5,400 apparently. So traded off the extra space for the extra speed.
I have some big news.
Ooh, some big news.
2 things. One, I'm on my new computer. Yay!
Yay! Oh, this is the new computer. Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I got the cube working. It's
awesome.
Okay. So previously my computer, while in a Hangout, was idling at 60 Celsius.
Yeah.
Right. It's currently idling at or not idling. I guess it's using the Hangout. So it was at 60. and it would overheat at 74. So it was getting really hot.
Wow.
Well, right now it's at 30°C.
Wow. Like
While I
half.
hang out, while running a video game.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. When I took the fan off, there was almost no material between the fan and the
That's awesome.
CPU at the time.
So glad you finally got a new computer. You've been dealing with that piece of shit clunker for so long now.
I know.
It's like
the other
just watching it slowly die over the course of the past like 3 years.
yeah, I managed to squeeze a new hard drive in.
Nice.
However, I still am missing all my hard drives from, in Texas.
Oh, okay.
But I have both old hard drives. I have my C drive is from like 6 years ago.
Wow.
No, it's longer than that. It's a Maxtor. It's a Maxtor drive.
Holy Moses.
500 gig Maxtor. Oh no, 300 gig Maxtor. That's
Okay,
how old this motherfucker is.
My Amiga has a Maxtor drive.
Right. This is an old fucking drive, still kicking, still running my operating system perfectly fine.
Oh, they were built to last back then.
And then I have a Western Digital 500 gig, and I just got a terabyte Western Digital shove in here too.
Nice.
So.
Awesome.
The other big news is that Flipping the Nerd, which was a show that briefly aired on Geeky TV, is coming back in August. Or, sorry, September or October. And he's bringing back like 3 more shows. So
Nice.
we're going to get a boost in content. So
Awesome.
that'll be nice.
So there's going to be more stuff
Yes.
for the geekiness. Are you not in widescreen, Skinslip? Are you in 4:3?
I'm on a 4:3 monitor. And then I have widescreen over here. Why?
You appear to be broadcasting in 4:3.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, no, not cool. It's annoying because it keeps flipping back and forth. Are you able to switch to 16:9 somehow?
Where would I do that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe. I don't know.
If I knew where that setting was,
I don't know.
Setting here.
Hey, where'd Garbage Gamer go? I just realized he just disappeared.
He bailed.
Did he
Fuck
bail? Did
this
he
shit.
crash?
I don't know. It's one of the two.
I was about to start talking about video games. I wanted him to be here.
Let's
Well,
see,
Very cool news, by the way, about the. I was very happy to see that you got a new hard drive for your PS.
yes. I specifically wanted to get one bigger than the one you got, Stout, just so I could go, mine's bigger.
Bigger.
But yeah, the actual process of upgrading it was pretty straightforward. It just took a long time to like transfer everything. But yeah, basically popped the old one out. At first I did a full system backup, so I didn't have to re-download too much stuff. As much as would fit on my 32 gig memory stick, basically, or flash drive. It was only 40 gig drive, so I figured the 32 would be enough, but it was just a little bit too much. I had to delete like one thing, but I made sure it was something I could just re-download. So yeah, and then
now you can fit all of the things at once.
yes, I've been installing all of my PS3 games just so if I feel like playing them, I can just play them.
Yay!
GTA 5 is installed. God, that took forever. It's 8.5 gigs for the install on that one.
That's why
yeah.
you haven't been doing that one yet.
No, because I didn't have the room. I literally did not have the room for it. Like, I would have had to delete, like, 6 games just to make room for that one. Yeah, so now no problem. But, yeah, so basically just the process in a nutshell was backed up everything to the flash drive, popped out the old drive, popped in the new drive. And then I thought it would just be a matter of restoring it from the backup, but no, you also have to have the system software. So I had to get the system software from the PlayStation website, through that on a flash drive, on another flash drive. I think I have lots of them. Installed that, then it was all good to go. And then I was able to restore everything from the backup, and boom, up and running. And yeah, it was pretty straightforward. It took like probably 5 hours to go through the whole process, though, of moving everything around. But yeah, it's all up and running. So this week I've been hitting the PSN store, re-downloading a lot of stuff that I had uninstalled to make room for things, and bought a bunch of new games. About, I don't know, $70 worth of new games.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I got some more PS1 games, some more PS2 games, and some PS3 games as well, and some of which are basically upgrades of PS1 or PS2 games. Well,
like I want to get Herc's Adventures because I've never got to play that when I had a PS1 back in the day.
Oh, Herc's Adventures! God, that game was so cool.
I've heard so many good things about it that I'm just like, yeah, I want to get it, and it's $5.99 on the PSN store. So
it's one of those games that GameSack recommends.
Is that a
find it in the wild? It's going to cost like 15 to 20. So
is that a PS1 game?
Yeah.
Yeah, the PS1 games are cheap as borscht. I bought a few of them. Yeah, well, let me go through the list here. These are the games that I got off PSN. I also bought a couple at EB today, so I'll show you in a minute. So I guess we'll start.
Major League Gaming, eh?
We'll go chronologically. Let's see, what have I got here? So PS1. Previously, all I had was Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, R-Types, Silent Hill, and Gex. That was it. Gex I also have on the 3DO. I wanted the PS1 version because it fixes some of the glitches from the 3DO version. It's a lot smoother playing. So Rosie is interested in Skylanders, and Skylanders is too fucking expensive for me to want to invest in right now. So I thought, well, let's go back to where Skylanders started. So I got her the very first, the original Spyro the Dragon. It was $5.99, and she has been playing the shit out of it. She is just loving it. It's such a great game for little kids. Like it's just...
I have 1 and 2 on my PSN.
The only thing I don't like about that game is the camera, but I can deal with it.
Yeah, I find that's a complaint I have with a lot of PS1 games. I mean, it was basically the dawn of the 3D era. They hadn't quite figured it all out yet, so sometimes the camera can be wonky. So then, also wanting some classic early 3D platforming action, I picked up the first Crash Bandicoot, which I had never played before, and I've been wanting to play that one for years, and having fun with that. Also picked up a game that is so fucking hard, I haven't even managed to get out of the tutorial yet. Oddworld. Abe's Odyssey.
Really?
Yes.
I love that game.
Oh,
I got so far in that game. Like, it's a fucking beautiful puzzle game.
Yes, I am enjoying it. I'm just finding it very difficult.
Yeah, it's not like one of those things you just run in and kill everyone. You have to, like, plan shit out and trial and error.
To me, it's reminiscent of stuff like Another World or Flashback.
Right.
It's
exactly
very much
the point,
which I loved both of those games. So
I know. Sorry, go ahead.
I know I'm going to enjoy this one.
As far as I know, there's no tutorial mode. You're actually playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a tutorial.
It is. Yeah, like the first level is.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives you tutorials as you go.
Yeah, you just keep going and going and going. Sometimes the answer to your problem is actually a screen or two back, so just keep that in mind.
Yes, I've already noticed that at the beginning there. But, yeah, okay. So then next up, I picked up Medieval, which is just a fun hack and slash type of game. Played a bit of that just before the chat here, actually. Enjoyed that. And one that I seem to recall you recommending quite a bit, Skinslip, Vagrant Story.
Yes, Vagrant Story is a fantastic game.
Okay, good. I did pick the right one then. I was pretty sure that was the one. Yeah, and I played just a little bit of the first little part of it before the chat here, and definitely like what I see so far. It looks like
the other one is
good
Vandal Hearts.
Vandal Hearts, that's the other one.
Those two mixed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
very easy to do.
Might pick that one up as well. PlayStation 2, nothing new yet. I will be picking up Fatal Frame 3 to finish up the trilogy at some point soon. Let's see here. Oh, God.
I can't download the drivers for this. I have to order a fucking physical CD.
What? Nonsense. Every driver in the universe is on the internet somewhere.
I'm looking on HP's website, and they have to have you order a fucking CD.
Fuck HP. You can
That's
find it
bullshit.
elsewhere.
So then for PS3, just got 3 today. 3? No, I got more than that. What the fuck is the other one that I got? Is it still downloading?
What the fuck?
No, wait a minute. Seriously, where's the other one? Hang on, I gotta go into the PlayStation Store now. God damn it. The PlayStation Store glitched out as I was completing my purchase. I don't know why, but the PlayStation Store seems to be really glitchy lately. Like, I'll just be browsing for a while, and then suddenly it'll kick me back to the XMB screen. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's not just you. The
Okay,
PlayStation
good.
Store, for the past year or so, I have found it's just become more and more garbage. And by that, I mean, like, okay, so the layout of it is fine. The problem is, it's so bulky that it takes so goddamn long to load that it's prone to errors. And
yeah. It's very cumbersome.
Just junk.
It's very cumbersome, I agree. I don't like it at all.
I don't have a problem necessarily with the way that things are laid out. That's perfectly fine, you guys. Great. But Sony, you gotta make it easier to load this thing. When sometimes I can't even load it on my fucking PS4, the newest hardware you have, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely
sit there
agree.
loading, and I'm like,
okay, where's my downloads? There they are. Okay, view downloads. Maybe I just neglected to download that one. Oh yeah, I did. What do you know? Okay, well it's small. It won't take that long. Come on. There we go.
And now Brandon is gone. What the fuck?
What is going on? Oh, maybe he's trying to figure out the 16 by 9.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, we'll just wait for him to come back.
What's funny is his camera went to 16 by 9 momentarily there. I was like,
oh, that's probably what it is. Yeah, he might have just fixed it and then.
Hopefully, he can get back in knowing Google.
But yeah, I've noticed like the PlayStation Store has always been glitchy, and always been very slow to respond, and that irritates the fuck out of me. Like, why can you not get this right after so many years now? It's like been 7 years. Come on. No, 8. 8 years. Will you please make this thing work properly, please? Thank you. Alright, so got the last one downloading here. I don't know how I missed that one in my... But some of the ones that I picked up today are just kind of advanced purchases for Halloween twitching. A few, fairly, shorter games, smaller ones that I thought would be fun for Halloween. So we'll see. Okay, how's this doing? 8%? Come on, hurry up.
So which games? Are you going to divulge those? Or?
I will in just a moment here.
Okay.
Well, I want to do at least the first Fatal Frame, maybe the second one for Halloween. Because they're scary and good. I've never played the second or third one, so they'll be new to me. Yes. Should get back to Amy one of these days, too.
I got one thing while I was out going to see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the game store, like the local, they sell old games, game store,
Yes.
And I was looking through the sale bin, and I found this PSP title for $1.
Nice. Oh, Wipeout Pure, nice. That's pretty sweet.
$1.
Wipeout HD takes some levels and music from that. It's kind of a mix of a couple of different Wipeout games. Welcome back, Skinslip. And 4x3. we guessed
right now.
We guessed you were trying to fix that, and that's where you went, or something.
You did momentarily go widescreen, though.
Yeah, so you did something.
What the...
It's whatever the default Windows. I don't have a webcam software. The other one on the other computer, it was already installed. So.
So. Something. All right. Well, I just realized I neglected to download the last of my purchases, so I'm just doing that quickly now.
Meanwhile, I'm downloading webcam software because I don't want to fucking pay $11 to have this driver CD shipped, and I don't trust all the websites that say they have drivers, but yet they have you download this other program that searches for drivers for you.
Yeah,
like, fuck you.
no.
Give me the goddamn driver.
Fucking malware.
Yeah,
It's gonna be out there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not downloading it. We're Windows certified. Yeah. Oh, here we go. It's gonna take
Question, Sean.
Sorry, 3 minutes.
Go ahead, ask you a question.
Okay, sorry, I've been neglecting the chat here. Let's go back here.
I've also been neglecting the chat room.
Wormhead. Z, what do you use for gaming to Twitch besides XSplit? Well, I also use a capture card. Obviously, I have the Hauppauge Colossus, which is an actual card that plugs into one of your PCI Express slots. And then to stream from the PS3, I actually have a composite out. Or not composite, component. Sorry, I always get those two terms mixed up. That's the one where it splits the HD signal into red, green, and blue, and then you got the two audio cables as well. Yeah. So it goes from component out into the Hauppauge, which captures it, and then it goes HDMI out from the Hauppauge to the monitor, or is it? It's something like that anyway. But basically, because of the copyright flagging for Blu-rays and stuff like that, you can't actually go straight HDMI out from the PS3. So you got to go component, and then you can go
HDCP or whatever.
Yeah, and then you can go HDMI out from the Hauppauge into your monitor, so you can just get real-time pass-through stuff. So that's basically it in a nutshell. I mean, in terms of software. The only software really is XSplit, and then drivers for the Hauppauge, and then there's the actual hardware side of it, and that's pretty much it. So all told, I forget how much it cost me for that. It was like $200, I think, for the card. It's not super cheap, but it's good. You definitely want to spend the money to get the good card for that sort of thing because it's well worth it. And it streams in, it's supposed to stream in up to 1080, but I can't get 1080 to work, so I just do it in 720, which is fine. It's
install Minicam, yes. I would like
most games will only go up to 720 anyway. But, okay, so I got the rest of the games here. So the other ones I got, some PS3 games and PS3 upgrades of older games. Got Space Channel 5 Part 2.
Yay!
Which I'm not generally a big fan of the rhythm game genre, but that's one that I always enjoyed. It's just got this funky hip cheese factor to it that I always thought was really funny and just
that
fun.
one and Parappa the Rapper. That's the only ones for me.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I haven't really played it. I might check that one out as well. I've heard.
Well, I did play Guitar Hero, but that's because my wife wanted to. So
yeah,
I
was never into those. But yeah, Space Channel 5. I actually played a demo of it way back in my early PS2 days, and always wanted to pick it up. I could never find it. It's really hard to find.
Sorry.
So anyway, they did a high def upgraded version of it.
Cat? Seriously.
They did a high def upgraded version.
Go ahead.
They did a high def upgraded version of it on PSN. The only thing that isn't upgraded is the cinematics, which were pre-rendered cinematics in standard def. So those look a little rough around the edges these days. But the actual in-game stuff is all upgraded to high def widescreen. It looks really good. I always just love the music in that. It's got this funky kind of 70s, almost, I don't know, 70s action kung fu movie kind of sound to it. It's a lot of fun, very funky. Get your toes tapping. And it's not the kind of rhythm game that really, like, how most of them will show you the button to press as it comes up. It's not like that. Like, it'll give you a tutorial on it. Say, when he says this, press this, but you're expected to remember. You're not going to get held by the hand in it. And it speeds up really fast. It gets really hard really fast. And but it's fine. Anyway, Space Channel 5. Also got Sonic Adventure, the recently, made available on the PSN version of the classic Dreamcast game. It was only $5. It's actually really cheap right now. So the Sonic Adventure, I believe, was the debut of modern Sonic. It's the first time that Sonic's modern appearance had appeared. And I've never played it because I never had a Dreamcast, so I've been wanting to check those out for quite a while. So they've got Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on the PSN. I have not grabbed the second one yet, but I definitely will. Then I picked up one I actually played the demo of a while back called I Am Alive, and it's a post-apocalyptic survival game, basically third-person action survival game. And the interesting thing about it is, unlike a lot of other post-apocalyptic games and whatnot, there's no mutants, there's no monsters, there's no robots, and most importantly, there's no zombies. This is just something catastrophic has happened, civilization has collapsed, and it's very realistic in how it portrays everything. It's just people. It's people trying to survive. And I played the demo of it a while back, and I thought it was excellent. I really liked it a lot. Supposedly, from what I heard, it was originally planned to be a much bigger game, but for whatever reason, it didn't get to that stage. So they basically just kind of put together what they had done and released it as an indie game. So anyway, I Am Alive. We'll definitely be playing that around Halloween, probably, maybe a little sooner, because I'm kind of anxious to sink into that one. And then finally, picked up an indie game called Master Reboot, which I watched the trailer of, and I thought, damn, that looks really cool and creepy as hell. And basically, Master Reboot, the idea is it's a near future world where people can upload their consciousness to a computer, and so you're basically playing yourself, but the consciousness of yourself in the computer, and you're trying to remember who you are, and it's like a missing memory, like an amnesia kind of thing, where you're trying to remember who you are and what the circumstances were surrounding your death. So as you're going through the game, you're encountering your own memories in fragmented form and stuff, and sometimes in somewhat hallucinatory form or surreal form. So it just looked like a really cool concept. I haven't played it at all because that's the one I forgot to download, so it isn't even installed yet. But it looked really cool from the trailer, and I was like, yeah, this looks like something I'll really dig. So I definitely like to support the indie games where I can, because some of the best games out right now are indie games.
I got that one too. I can't wait to sink into it too.
Did you? Was it the trailer that did it for you?
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, the graphics don't look great, but it's an indie game, so you can forgive it if it's like the story is awesome, and clearly the story is awesome.
Yeah, it looks like a really cool concept. So I'm definitely looking forward to diving into that one as well. And that is it for the PSN games. Went kind of PSN crazy. And then, last but most certainly not least, picked up a couple of EB games today. This one was only $3.99. I couldn't resist that. I picked up Lair, which is actually, I think, one of the launch titles from the PS3.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a launch title, and then they ended up having
it was pushed back a little bit, I think, yeah. But anyway, basically, you guys are probably all familiar with this one. You ride dragons, and it's a fantasy adventure kind of thing.
Sounds awesome.
And for $4, why not? I heard, basically what I heard was it was okay. Like, it wasn't the big, epic, spectacular thing that everybody was hoping it would be, but it was, decent enough, fun enough. And then last, but absolutely, most definitely, 100% not least, I have been wanting to get this for ages, but I could never find it anywhere. Finally found it. It was only $30 too, which I think is a fantastic deal for this set. The Mass Effect Trilogy.
How much did you pay?
$30.
Oh,
brand new. Back deal. So all 3 Mass Effect games in this beautiful slipcover.
There we go.
Nice.
Fix my camera.
Okay. Oh, there we go. You did it. Yay.
I had to use a third-party program.
Thanks, Minicam. So you open it up. You got the N7 logo. And then you open this up. And you got all 3 games on their own disc. This is actually the only way you can get the original Mass Effect on PlayStation. to my knowledge. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure this is the only way you can get it.
Download also.
Yeah, I do feel like I
Is it
should
a download as well?
about
Probably,
the download
yeah.
right now because it's actually on sale, I believe, on GameStop to download.
No, is
All
it?
3 games for $10.
Oh, fuck
Now,
it.
that's
Physical media, man.
Yeah,
Physical
exactly.
media.
I know you, and the thing is that there are people like you out there, and nothing wrong with that, but there are people who would rather play it on a console. So,
Yes, absolutely.
you know,
I'll play it on my
That's-
PC. I don't give a
that's-
shit at this point.
But yeah, so I've been wanting to get that for a while because I've only ever played the second one. Absolutely loved it. So I'm going to, and I haven't played it for a while. So basically, what the plan is start with number 1 and take my shepherd all the way through the saga. And
Live on Twitch.
I'll absolutely do that on Twitch.
FemShep.
It's going to be fun. FemShep. Do the hottest FemShep ever. Damn, Z, you be sexy.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Got your beer goggles on there?
Now I'm more hipster now, right?
What are you talking about, 6AC? It is HD. It's always been HD. AC saying, I hope they HD remaster the Mass Effect trilogy. It's
Yeah.
HD. It's been
Done.
HD since day one.
I believe the answer is done.
It's done. Let's see. So I'm just going back through some. Yeah, Super David says that master reboot idea thing sounds close to what tech is becoming these days. Yeah, they've been talking about that for a long time. The whole concept, like the concept of uploading your consciousness to a computer, is not new, but it does kind of feel like that could actually be a possibility at some point.
I hope it is.
There's a movie about it.
Pretty cool.
That was that
There's
totally fucks everything up. So.
there's been a few. Like
I've already been uploaded.
It's
So.
been a few things on in science fiction over the years. Red Dwarf actually did their take on it as well. One of which was actually the funniest one was in the book where they talked about how specifically in Red Dwarf they're talking about how the holograms are stored in case a crew member dies. So what they do is when the crew comes aboard the ship, their mind is scanned and transferred into the computer so that if they should die and they're essential to the mission or whatever, they can bring them back as a hologram. So, so Lister's there with his buddy Peterson. Peterson is completely wasted and gets his mind scan done. Just as his hangover is kicking. It's like the worst hangover of his life. So he gets his mind scan when he's hungover, and so if he ever gets brought back as a hologram, he would have like a perpetual hangover the whole time. So something to consider. Make sure you're not hungover when you get your mind scan.
Yeah. There's a movie called that's like, oh, you can do this and you come part of the singularity or something, right? And then, like, it's a sci-fi movie that says that science is bad, which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Sci-fi movie. So I'm not going to see that for quite a while because apparently it's fucking trite and bullshit, and most people hate it because it's not a good movie. It's one of those movies where you're just like, what the fuck?
Alrighty then.
I really want to see Interstellar now.
My beard looks weird in fucking Tronland.
Weird beard. Oh,
Look at my beard.
you're in the Matrix. It does look weird.
Yeah. Like,
With this static of beard.
this one. Whoa. Should be some combo of 3. Oh, hey, actually, that doesn't look too bad.
Hmm.
Oh, there we
Let's
go.
see here. So, boop-a-doo,
Take on me.
something was horrible at launch. Oh, I think he's talking about Lair. I guess he was saying it was horrible at launch because it was 6-axis only, didn't really work. But got better with the patch. Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 6-axis, they're really trying to push the 6-axis during the first few games there. I have one from the PSN, which I just played again today for the first time in years, actually, while Rosie was watching and helping. There's one called Linger in Shadows, which was basically an interactive art kind of thing, like moving art. It has the look of like the whole thing almost looks like a watercolor painting, but it's all 3D. It's this 3D world that you explore and stuff. And but it plays out like a film, and then you can pause it at certain key points and look around, and there's like hidden objects that you have to find within there, and then you can control different things within the image as well. So it's really quite trippy. It's not one of those relaxing art things like, say, Mist or something. It's actually quite terrifying, but it's trippy. But it's very well done, very well done. I think I got that for like $3 back when $3 was really cheap to get something for on the PSN store.
And now I'm in the Matrix.
It was actually programmed by an old Mega Demo team, like a scene programming scene group, and so you can imagine it has some pretty cool effects in it. I liked it. It's also got an awesome soundtrack, epic and orchestral. Oh,
and this also means I'm returning to doing videos soon, because I have essentially hard drive space for them now.
Yay! Roth says regarding Master Reboot, says from what I can tell, it's like a Silent Hill in a futuristic virtual reality setting. Yeah, I kind of got that vibe from it as well. Loginik says he bought the trilogy set back when he got his PS3 and got it on day one. Super David said he got the not-so-good Dragon Ball Z orange bricks for $10 each. Not the best, but they're watchable. Please, Funimation, give us Blu-rays of the Dragon boxes. I just wanted to finish the fucking level sets. Seriously. Sorry, you were saying, Skinslip?
Yeah. Oh, I want to get the Mass Effect trilogy on my PC, but to do that, I have to use Origin. Fuck Origin. I hate it.
Well, that's EA.
Yeah.
You know how you can avoid that, right?
But I can't get 3, and if I get the 1 and 2 on Steam and 3 on Origin, they don't cross over for game saves. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's one of the big things.
You know?
That's one of the big things is you can carry your character all the way through.
Right. And I want to do the same thing with Dead Space, but they only have 1 and 2 on fucking Steam also. I had Dead Space 1 on Origin because they were giving it away for free for a while there. So.
Yeah.
Which just happened.
So, should mention.
There we go. Okay.
Rosie and I started watching Transformers Animated today. Just watched the first 3 episodes. And I didn't realize how little of it I had actually watched before. I literally watched like the first 5 minutes of episode 1 and never watched the rest of it. So that's all I saw. I just saw the Autobots as a, bottom of the barrel construction team clearing rocks. And I was like, wow, this is exciting. Click.
That's a bit judgmental on your part.
But actually watched the first 3 episodes. Well, there's still a little bit of episode 3 to go, but most of the 3-part opener. And I gotta say, pretty damn good so far. Actually, really enjoying it a lot. So looking forward to carrying on with it and seeing how it develops. But definitely like what I've seen so far.
Oh my god. I got a song stuck in my own head.
You did that to your own damn self.
I know. Oh, I wanted to apologize earlier for yelling because my fucking cat. Okay, my mom's cat Ace has dementia, so she'll just get fucking lost. So she was like pawing at the cabinet door because she thought it was my parents' bedroom door.
Oh god.
And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me already?" Usually it's middle of the night. She'll be in the living room and completely lost. Have no idea where she is. Like she feels like she's in a completely unrelated place. Like, fucking comfort her because she's going fucking insane. Honestly, it's not her fault. Like, it's okay. And she's like, oh, okay, I'm home, I guess. She's like, Yeah, Super David. We do use Humble Bundle. In fact, I just bought that Transformers books bundle, and they actually added to the books bundle. They added They added Robots in the Skies Volume 1 and 2, Regeneration 1 Volume 1, Prime, Rage of the Dinobots, and More Than Meets the Eye Volume 2.
Wow.
They added a bunch of stuff.
So they're
it's like 50 comics, and I got them for $15. Like,
that's quite a bit, yeah.
It's like I'm not a huge fan of digital comics, because I prefer to have them.
Okay, Agenix, please don't spoil animated for me at all. Don't tell me characters are coming. Don't tell me anything. I've avoided spoilers this far. I want to go in as fresh as possible. So
don't have Justin watch it then.
Yeah, apparently not. Yeah. But no, Justin was, he was pre-spoiling it for me, so it wouldn't be spoiled elsewhere.
Yep.
Because you were going to run into it eventually anyway. Honestly, I'd rather have Justin spoil it than some random dickhole post on my fucking YouTube or something.
I would rather it not be spoiled at all.
Yeah, but someone's going to spoil that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's like, why couldn't you just let me see that for myself?
Because I know you're going to wait until it comes out on Blu-ray.
Because
not
necessarily. I'm working days right now. I can go to see a movie after work if I want to.
You should.
I'm going next
see
Saturday,
this movie.
So. Yes.
When everyone's in Ninja Turtles, I'll be in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Nobody will be in Ninja Turtles. Everybody will be in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Earlier today, they predicted a 90 million opening, and I think they just recently, just like an hour or two ago, admitted that it might be $100 million opening, which is huge
and
for a property that has no one recognizable in it.
With this fucking movie, like having seen it and already want to go see it again, I can guarantee you that people, like Sean was just saying, they're not going to go see Ninja Turtles next weekend. They're going to go see this again.
It's this. My friend said, "You don't understand, Brandon. It's this generation Star Wars."
Well, I don't know about that. But...
Well, no, it's this generation Star Wars. I mean, until Star Wars comes out.
I don't know about that.
You don't know until you see it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I'm sure it's good and entertaining, but come on. Star Wars was more than just a movie. It was so much more.
Okay.
Do I actually have to explain why? Like, why?
Just whatever, dude. Like,
I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy or even the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe is anywhere near the same scale of impact that Star Wars had. And I think it will last. I think it will be remembered, but I don't think it's going to be remembered with the same reverence or the same, impact just to the film world in general that Star Wars has. So, just because it's set in space doesn't make it the next Star Wars.
Oh, there's garbage! Yay! After you're done talking about all the video games.
What the fucking fuck? Where'd you go?
I had to go talk to some people.
God damn it! You missed my whole thing about video games. I didn't think you were coming
He's
back.
like, where'd it go?
So
I was video games.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was like the only time you could talk, and it was just like...
Nice. Well, I'm done now. You missed.
Awesome. So anyway, about video games.
So, I should mention, Skin Slip, you can stop bugging me now. You can stop bugging the living shit out of me now. Because they arrived. I have them. We can watch them at some point. So there you go.
Now Justin needs to get them.
I don't even remember what the specific anniversaries are, but you assured me there were some, so there we go.
30th of American and One, 30th of American and One show, and 30th of the Japanese release on the other.
Ah, I see. Cool.
7 News Tokusatsu.
They look like fun. Awesome. I thought they were both 39 episodes, but they're not. Apparently, one's 26 and one's 39.
They're tangentially related to Ultraman.
Yes. I was going to pick up Ultraman at the same time, too, but for reasons unknown, I didn't.
It was too expensive
I
for
think
Canada.
it was at the time. Yeah.
It was like $30. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
No, I don't think it was that high, but it was if I had ordered, even if I had ordered it from Amazon.com, it would have ended up being stupidly expensive.
Yeah, considering
Stupidly
volume 1 and 2 for
expensive.
$5 a piece, or the complete series for $7.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, Eugenix. Eugenix says, Sean, TF News, there's a new series. I know. I posted a video about it like a week ago. It's going to be a lot more lighthearted, and it's the sequel series to Prime. I don't think it means it's going to be bad, because we've had lighthearted series of Dark Ones. Yeah, apparently it is a direct continuation of Prime. Not everybody seems to know that. So yeah, watch Prime first, and then the new one. Some people were complaining about the animation style of the new one. It seems like a cross between almost like animated and Prime, but in more like a more simplified, cel-shaded style rather than a more realistic style of Prime.
My only problem with it is the title.
Yeah, it's called Robots in Disguise.
Yeah, because there's already a series called Robot in Disguise. That's all I'm saying, you know.
Yeah.
So that's my only complaint. I don't know enough about it otherwise.
Yeah. But what was I going to say? Yeah, some people were complaining about the animation style. Well, one was, and said that it looks horrible, like that early 2000s Spider-Man series. I hated that. I'm like, well, actually, the early 2000s Spider-Man series had excellent animation. If you listen to the commentaries and actually understand what they were attempting to achieve with that, they achieved it perfectly. And it was exactly what it was intended to be in terms of animation style. Fine if you didn't like it, but don't say it was crap, because it most certainly was not. It is exactly what it was supposed to be. And I thought it was excellent, especially given that it was the early 2000s and CG television budgets weren't what they are now by a long stretch. So it was pretty ambitious of them to even attempt that at the time and have it look as
Eric,
good
is
as
that
it
you in
did.
the chat?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, that's another thing actually. The Roth, as they say that, yeah, I don't know if that's what you were referring to specifically, but that it looks kind of like the Tron Uprising series from a couple years ago. Similar animation style, and a lot of people bitched and moaned about that too. Their legs are too long. How about you just watch and enjoy the fucking story, you idiots? Seriously.
At least attempt to. Fuck's sakes.
Because that had a great fucking story. Like, phenomenally good story, which we still have to finish watching.
Tron or Avatar? Which one?
Tron. Fuck
Okay.
Avatar.
I haven't seen Avatar, so.
Yeah. So, don't be in any rush.
I saw it in
But,
theaters.
Yeah, so did I. Only for the 3D. Just strictly to see how good the 3D was that everybody's raving about.
Whoa. I thought we were talking about Avatar The Last Airbender.
Oh, Avatar The Last Airbender. No, I've heard
Not
that's
the
good.
movie.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
They're talking about Avatar The Last
Airbender.
Airbender and Tron Uprising having
The
similarities.
movie is crap.
Yeah, no,
the movie
that stuff is great.
goddamn horrible.
Yeah, I don't
The
want to see the
show-
fucking Shyamalan film.
The show Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's pretty good.
I'm going to go off camera because I'm going to do illicit drugs.
What was I talking about? Yeah, so I was saying how, but then the flip side of that was I saw some other people saying, you know, in defense of that style of animation, what a lot of people complained about with Prime apparently was the fairly small cast of characters compared to other Transformers shows. By being more efficient with the animation style in this new show, potentially they could have more characters in it. You know, not as much involved in, you know, rendering time and stuff like that. It's just more efficiently produced means more characters, potentially.
Yeah,
So,
cel-shaded
we'll see.
3D models do take the same amount of time to render, unfortunately. It's just how it goes.
I don't believe you.
Okay, it's still a 3D model. It's
Well, yes,
less
it's still-
polygons, but I mean...
Yes, it's still a 3D model, but the texturing is considerably less complex.
This
You
is true.
don't need as much in the way of bump mapping, ray tracing, light shading as you do with more realistic stuff. So there's no way cel shading takes as long. No way.
Oh,
Go down. Go down.
oh God. God, fucking Christ. No, it fucking hits like a goddamn brick.
God.
I mean, my main thing is, as long as it has... I mean, I actually kind of dug the animation style. But mind you, I've always liked cel-shaded style. I think it's...
I love cel-shaded.
Yeah, I think it has an interesting look to it. And it can be used effectively. And a lot of the other Transformers shows in the past used a kind of cel-shaded animation anyway, like the Unicron and whatnot. So...
The only reason I'm off cam is because I got a video flag for drug use.
Oh, good one.
They can't prove I'm doing drugs right now. I could be faking it.
Well, you can if you blatantly say you are.
Even then, it's hearsay, actually.
Doing all of the drugs right now.
Legally speaking, I am
just
hearsay.
Just
I'm injecting 4 marijuanas, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Injecting 4 marijuanas.
Yep. Webmaster Mike came up with that. So.
Achievement unlocked. You have taken all the drugs. The Remaker says, and why do so many people despise Tron Legacy so much? I think it's just as good as the first movie, so I don't get the hate. Yeah, I don't get that either. I think it's a great movie. Yeah, actually, I just installed Tron Evolution on my massive hard drive, so I might finally play that.
God, Tron
Legacy was amazing.
Even if I have to see it after the fact, because
really?
I'm gone that week.
Honestly, I felt like Tron Legacy was deeper than the original. It touched on much more interesting points than the original.
Which, oh, yeah.
Legacy.
It involved the world a lot more than the first one did, probably due to the limitations of the first one.
It also got philosophical with the nature of it, as opposed to the original was just an action film. There's nothing wrong with that, mind you. It's still classic, but it'll only be forever remembered as being like innovative first time. You know, it like didn't aspire to be something better, and so it's just one of those movies that there'll always be a group of people who love Tron, but it won't be like it'll never be in the Criterion Collection, like as a serious entry. You know, like something like that.
That's a good point, Roth. Roth says, I love the art style of Tron Uprising. The design reminds you of the animated Batman with all the blacks and blues and sharp lines. Yeah, almost like an Art Deco style, which is basically what they're going for with the Batman.
Batman animated series.
But it's true, like, I thought Uprising, it is reminiscent of that style, for sure.
The Batman the Animated Series, just roll one quick note, that when I always watched it, it felt like a world and a city that could very easily exist, but doesn't.
Yeah.
Because in that style and the way they do things, the mix of modern technology versus very old world, old style, ways of living, and it just matched and married so well in that series.
We really need a Blu-ray release of Tron Uprising. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. Because I mean, there is a third movie in the works at some point. We know that's going to happen because the second one did really well. But I don't know. Just give us the show, please.
Stacy said that I thank God there's going to be a third movie, and I'm thinking, no, that's probably a bad thing. Most third movies in the series suck balls, so don't get too excited. What I'm saying.
Cass!
We'll see.
It's not perfect, but RoboCop 3, Terminator 3. I can go down the list. Star Trek 3.
Indiana Jones 3. God, that was awful.
See, that one, that breaks the mold. No, yeah. Actually, is great. They're obviously Star Wars. Return of the Jedi. It's not the best. definitely better than most of them.
And we all know how you harp on about how much you hate Back to the Future 3.
How much I love it the most, you mean?
Yes,
Because
exactly.
it's basically
Oh,
how
I was just gonna say-
Sergio Leone? Yeah, sorry.
I
It's-
felt like I had to go into defense mode for a second. I'm like, I fucking love Back to the Future 3.
I think for me, my favorite of the Back to the Futures is probably the second one, simply because I love the complexity of it.
Oh, absolutely.
All the time
I remember-
travel, jumping back and forth and having to figure out where they have to jump to fix this and prevent that, and it's just
Well, then they go back to 1955 and they're having to avoid all the versions of those. And
yeah, exactly. It's great. I
the
love
funny
it.
thing for me as a kid though, was I saw the second one before I had ever seen the first one, so I was really
Are you
lost.
sick?
Oh,
Extremely,
great.
extremely.
No, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
No, it's alright. It's not a head cold or anything. It's literally, this is just my throat full of phlegm waiting to escape.
So you'd be like Peter. Have you seen that Family Guy episode where Peter was sick?
No, I don't think I want to know.
No,
Oh.
it was just sounded kind of like you right now. His voice is all deep, and Lois thought it was really sexy.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Oh, I remember that.
It was like, your voice is so deep and sexy. And then apparently I made Lois sound like Marge there for some reason. But
Ow!
so he goes.
Glory.
So he gets better, and then his voice gets better. And then Lois doesn't find him as sexy anymore. He's like, oh no, I have to make myself sick again, so Lois will find me sexy.
Oh no.
I'll just leave it at that, but you haven't seen it, but yes.
I can only imagine.
I don't know why.
He does to try to make himself sick again.
So, oh yeah, he goes like, doesn't he
Um,
go like through a line of people to sneeze on him?
Yeah, still, well, don't say anything because Cass hasn't seen it, but we'll just leave it there. We'll leave it hanging.
So, totally off topic.
Watch for it.
When I first went to the farmer's market of medicine, all the medicine smelled the same. I was like, I don't know what the fucking difference is. Now I'm like, no. Trying to decide which one would be best to follow up with what I currently have.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is that you are a medicine head.
No, because I don't do it for fun.
I don't know why when you were talking about Peter just trying to get himself sick, it reminded me of when Adam West trying to get superpowers. He goes, I'm
Yeah,
off
he
to the
just rolls
toxic
in the-
waste. He runs over and he goes, I'm off to the toxic waste dump, and he goes and he rolls in it, and then it just instantly cuts to him in a doctor's room. He's sitting in the doctor's office, and he goes, Mr. West, you have lymphoma. He
What in
goes,
God's name were you thinking?
He goes, what were you doing? He goes, I was trying to get superpowers. He goes, idiot. He goes, stupid, yes. Idiotic, yes.
I think that's it. It's funny actually, Sean, you mentioned that. My voice is more just kind of gravelly now.
Yeah.
But when I actually had the cold a few days ago, it was actually deeper.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I can do a spot-on Brian Mulrooney finally for the first time in my life. I was like standing in front of the mirror recreating all his famous speeches.
To reenact the whole tuna scandal.
Why is that the only thing to remember?
Because there was a scandal involving
a-
The man held to end apartheid in South Africa.
Oh.
And Sean remembers some tins of tuna that were tainted in the smoke.
Hey. I like tuna.
And hey, I like.
And the Prime Minister wasn't even implicated in it. It was one of the cabinet ministers, too.
And if there's a scandal involving tuna, I will take notice.
The one political event in 40
I
years
don't
Sean's
want my
ever paid
tuna
attention
to go
to.
away.
I think
Scandal.
you'd be the only person who would create a political party and call it Ode for Tuna.
The tuna party.
And have the song Ode for Tuna.
The price of tuna is too damn high.
Actually, it is. I think $1 a can is outrageous,
The temperatures are too damn high.
considering how common tuna is. It's not like it's a rare fish or anything. Like, come on.
Yeah, I kind of hate that you have to pay like over $1 a can now.
Yeah.
The dollar store.
Same
You'll get
here.
$1 again.
But no.
Yeah, and then I'll have
'cause-
epic shits from the quality of the tuna.
Because
Yeah,
there,
I know.
it's actually $1.25. Like almost
not-
everything is $1.25 at the dollar store now.
What?
It's
Really?
Yes.
The dollar or
That
more
shouldn't be
store.
called a dollar store then.
It
You can't
isn't.
offer products. Oh.
It's now called Dollarama.
That's fucking bullshit.
Actually,
I
one
need
of
some
them's called a
real
bucket
dollar
soup.
stores.
It's called what, Cass?
Called $1 or $2.
$1 or $2. Oh yes, that's how they got around it. Yeah.
There you go.
God,
There's
why-
one dollar store here where things are like a lot of items are $2 or $3.
That should be
Canadians
false
just get
advertising.
shafted. I swear to God.
The worst one I ever saw was called a $1 or more store. Like
Yeah.
that's every store.
That's
Every
every
store has things
store.
starting at $1.
I remember going into one of those $1 or more store, and everything was more. There was no dollar. Like everything, I swear everything was like $5 or $7.
I'm
That
like,
was like,
excuse me, can you show me to the dollar section, please?
yeah,
What items are $1?
yeah.
The stick of
I
God.
went to
Really?
the dollar store last week and I found this bucket of cotton candy that no longer has cotton candy in it, and it was $1.
Excellent. See,
Good for you.
Item for
dream
$1.
is alive.
The dream.
There are a few
Yeah.
things.
South of the border for you, but yeah.
There are quite a few things that are still $1. Like a lot of their junk food is $1, like chips and stuff like that. But most of it's $1.25.
My favorite was when I went in and I found a Kit Kat bar for 69 cents, and they had this bottled water that was 4 for $1. So I got one of them, and that just barely cleared my bank account. It came to $1.06, and I had $1.10 in my account.
That's
You could just keep the 4 cents.
Yeah, I was waiting for my first paycheck at that job.
Mhm.
Change, you filthy animal.
Well, and then I remember what was so funny was I finally got my first paycheck, and I was like, sweet, this is awesome. I dumped most of it on my MasterCard to get it paid down, and then
Yeah.
my card got canceled because they suspected it had been compromised.
What?
So all the money I just poured onto it was now locked on that card, and I was waiting for the new one.
Oh,
What the hell?
That,
Why did they suspect it was compromised? Because you paid it off?
No, it was an earlier transaction I'd done.
Oh. What was
'Cause
it, though?
They never tell you what it is. But it's usually like somewhere that they had a reader that was trying to read what your PIN was or something like that.
Oh.
So
Yeah. They can install those in a lot of places.
they had one
You
at the
gotta be
gas
very
station
wary.
near where our mom
Yeah.
lived, actually, the Esso station where she went all the time. So that's why our mother will never pay at the pump anywhere in the world ever again.
you just gotta pay attention, you know? Oh, look, this one is raised up. When I look to the right, that one doesn't have this weird black boxy thing.
Oh wait, all the employees are eagerly watching me when I'm using this pump. Maybe I'll go to this one over here. Oh, look.
They're
That's
just like,
racist. No, wait.
is he
That's not
gonna
right.
do
I didn't
it?
describe the employees. I just said they were all looking.
They just happen to be Chinese. I mean, what?
They were all looking
Actually,
through their
I
I
smart
believe the
eyes.
nomenclature's Chinaman.
It's usually the Arabs that do that, but anyways.
Sorry,
Oh.
Res Test Tam was asking.
They were in Toronto.
Res Test Tam was asking if I have ever read Transformers: Last Stand of the Wreckers. No, I have not. To be honest, I've read very few of the Transformers comics. Mainly, I've only ever read the original Marvel ones, and even then, only about the first half of them. Which is one of the reasons I'm collecting the trade paperbacks, because I'd really like to read all those awesome stories that I've been missing out on all these years. So eventually, I will get to that one. I'm going to pick up Transformers Classics, which does the whole Marvel run, and then I'm going to pick up Transformers UK Classics, which does all the UK stories that go in between the US ones. G.I. Joe and the Transformers Volume 1, which covers the original Marvel ones. And what else?
What
Yeah.
volume of classics are they up to?
7. They've done them. They're finished. No, the only
I
thing
found the
left.
first 4. So.
The only thing left to do is Generation 2, the Generation 2 comics, which was only 12 issues, so they could do it in one issue. One book. Sorry, you have the first 4 of Transformers Classics?
Yeah.
The first 4 volumes.
Like the current editions?
The black covers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Really? Cool. When did you get those?
For $15 off Humble Bundle.
Oh,
As part of that whole thing. I
so you
do
don't
own them.
really have them. You just have those versions.
Actually, I'm gonna have digital copies of them soon as they're downloading in my physical possession without DRM. So technically, I do own them.
I see.
I could print them out if I want to in really high quality paper.
Yes, but you won't.
No.
The thing is, like, I think that's where it's where comics are, you know.
I know, and it's disgusting. I hate it.
No. Hear me out. It's where comics are headed, and I think it's where it needs to be headed. Where instead of selling individual, individual comics, you sell them in trade paperback, or either that or on, your Android device, as it were. It sucks, but when you do it like that, when the people making and developing and producing the comics do it like that, the people who write the comics and do the art for the comics make more of the money off of each fucking issue.
Well, yeah.
So
You
fucking
don't have all the printing expenses, but
Yeah.
see now, if it goes that way, you mentioned, as trade paperbacks. I have seen that done with previously digital-only comics. Like, for example, there was a series of comics based on The Matrix, and of course, then the ones based on Heroes, the TV series, where they appeared on the website or in some digital form first, and then they would put together trade paperback collections of them. Something like that, I wouldn't really mind so much, because I don't really collect individual issues anymore anyway. I mostly just collect trade paperbacks.
Well, that's where the market's going.
Yeah,
That's
because I enjoy having a chunk of issues in one book, and it's a lot cheaper than buying individual issues a lot of the time anyway.
The way the comic market's going right now, like literally talking to my friend who owns a fucking store, I used to work for him.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to him, he's like, his trade paperback sales are through the roof. It's never been this good, right? But his single issues have gone down to, like, almost to the point where he can't even order from Diamond, because you have to do a certain number to have it shipped free, or you have to pay the fucking freight fee, which is expensive.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the local comic store here has a huge trade paperback section. It's just massive. And they've got all the latest ones on racks as well. But the real centerpiece of the store is the trade paperback section.
Right.
In fact, they recently relocated to a bigger location within the same mall, just a bigger store, and changed the whole layout. It's gorgeous now. They really did a really nice job of it. And they did
Transformers.
the whole what? What are you babbling?
He's showing you his tiny little phone screen.
Yes.
Oh.
It's Transformers on my phone.
Yeah, great. It's disgusting.
Basically, if you own a comic shop and you don't focus on trade paperbacks, you're probably not doing great business right now.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. Everyone I've seen that's been successful has a very large trade paperback section and makes that the main focus of the store.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's convenient. I mean, especially nowadays. I mean, there's just so much back catalog of comics for new and old fans to enjoy, that it just makes sense to get them in collected form like that. I mean, good luck hunting down all those old issues or being able to afford a lot of them anyway. That's why I love for example, the Marvel Masterworks collections, which they used to have only available as fairly expensive hardcovers, but they recently started putting them out in trade paperback form, about $15-20 a volume. And it's great because it's a way you can go and you can read huge runs of 80 or so issues of these classic 60s and 70s comics that would just be an astronomically huge
$100-200 an issue, easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it would be ridiculously huge. But they're really nice editions, glossy paper, and wherever possible, I noticed they have behind-the-scenes stuff as well. Like they've actually found a lot of the original artwork and printed a lot of the original layout pages and stuff and interviewed the artists and the writers and stuff like that. It's really, really nice additions, and just a great way to get those huge classic runs affordably and conveniently. That said, the Marvel Masterworks ones seem to have fairly limited print runs, even the trade paperbacks, and I notice some of the ones I've been trying to get for myself and for Rosie are harder to get. It's like the later ones are in print, but the earlier ones aren't. I'm like, fuck's sake.
That's because they have a smaller print run.
Yeah,
They're not
well,
after.
Exactly, yeah.
The softcover Marvel Masterworks weren't actually able to happen for a long time because that book chain that went out of business is Borders or Barnes & Noble. I can't remember which.
Borders.
Borders went out of business, but they had a deal with Borders to release Marvel Masterworks silver bordered or silver covered soft covers, right? That was like their exclusive thing. So they have 4 volumes of Fantastic Four, 4 volumes of X-Men, and 4 volumes of Avengers, and 4 volumes of Spider-Man.
Okay.
So I believe those were the only time those were printed in soft cover, which is probably why you're having a problem if you're looking for those 4 core titles.
Are you talking about the Marvel Masterworks?
Yes, yeah.
Because they've done later, like they've done further volumes of them.
Right.
But you're saying that those were
like exclusive to them for a while, and I think that it wasn't until like last year since they can even reprint the first volumes.
Because I don't know, because I've seen them in stock at Amazon in the past. I just never bought them until recently. I started to pick up some. I got a couple for Rosie for her birthday. Got the first volume of Amazing Spider-Man and the first volume of Uncanny X-Men. Actually, I noticed in the Marvel Masterworks set they actually have the complete original 60s series of the X-Men in across like 8 volumes. It's got all the issues up to the point where they started just doing reprints, so they didn't bother reprinting those. Reprinting the reprints, obviously. They didn't bother with those. But then I think the final 1 or 2 volumes is all of the X-Men's appearances in other titles while they didn't have a title of their own, like before the revamp. So you get to see, so you really get like a complete run if you get the X-Men volumes and then the Uncanny X-Men, which goes on for like 7 or 8 or 10 volumes itself.
I'm not even done yet.
No, you get a pretty huge run of early X-Men between those 2 sets.
But Byrne and Claremont wrote hundreds of issues. They were working on that series for almost 10 years.
Well, Claremont in particular, I mean, he was the era that I grew up with.
Yeah.
Was the mid '80s was like he was at the height of his run, and just loved it. Did some great stories. I had already missed some of the big notable ones like Days of Future Past and those and Phoenix Saga.
Phoenix, yeah.
I
Did you
came
get
in.
Dark Phoenix or was it after Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, it was after Dark Phoenix. Yeah, I came in after all of that stuff had already happened.
So you were in Fall of the Mutants,
yes.
Mutant Massacre stuff?
Shortly before Mutant Massacre.
Wow. Inferno. Was Inferno before you too?
I think no, that was after.
Okay.
Yeah, I collected it for 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years. I can't remember what specific issues. It was like issue. I think the first issue I ever got was like number 195, and then collected from there for a while. I had a subscription for a while.
I started at $2.95, oddly enough, which was the beginning of who was it? Beginning of Jim Lee and Claremont's run. Like that's like right before Claremont had started to write at that point again.
Yeah.
Right, and that's when they did the reboot with X-Men #1 and then the newest series of X-Men Volume 2 #1 or whatever, And so they did that in Uncanny, and they did relaunch both those at issue 300, but they're laying plot seeds from the 5 issues before. So that's when I started reading.
Holy crap! Okay, that's insane. Yeah. Let me see if I can screen share this here. No, that's the wrong button. Hold on a second. Yeah, Res Test Tams, Super David said, look what they're charging for. Wait, you'll see in just a second here.
Oh, I thought probably because they weren't sold in your country.
What
There we
the
go.
fuck?
3,806 pounds and 73 pence.
What
And Volume
the
1 can be
fuck?
yours. Yeah,
That's-
I got that. I got that in the same condition from Amazon CA for about $6.
Notice the new ones for
Like
about
just-
40 pounds.
Just in this past week. New for 40 pounds. Yeah.
I see this all the time with like NES games. You'll see like Mario Brothers, non-one with Duck Hunt, for sale for $9,999.99, and it's a placeholder, so
Yeah.
they can actually get an item and then put it up for sale.
Yeah, that's probably what that is as well. I see it in the news as well, for the same price. So these top two, at least, probably actually do have it in stock. Maybe even this 134-pound guy is just wishful thinking. Nobody's going to pay that. Nobody.
Not
Bullshit.
until the other ones sell. And it'll be the cheapest option.
That'll be the only option. But even then, I mean, you got to be pretty desperate, especially for something like that, which is most likely going to be reprinted at some point. There have been a lot of printings of the Marvel Masterworks volumes.
There's another thing that that I know some people do. One of my roommates, John, he used to do this. He would buy stuff, right, that he wanted to have, but he put it all up for sale for us buy it nows or whatever on eBay for what he would take for it so that he can go get something new or something better. And occasionally, you get into the Christmas season, and shit's getting snapped up, people would be desperate enough to buy your item. It's crazy. That's how those people work, but they just leave it up for $135 because, I can totally let go of my copy of that volume for $135 because I will just go buy another one. So I'll wait until they come back and print. I'm patient,
Yeah,
It's for the impatient shit.
Case in point,
that's true, yeah.
Super Mario Brothers for $999.99.
There you go.
Right, Noah.
I better be
What a
sealed
deal.
with a proper H thing. It'll be worth it then.
I think that
But-
people think.
Yeah, then you can get it used for $9.
Yeah, I think that people think that because they make it Prime eligible, that means people will pay way more.
No,
for it,
no,
but,
they make it Prime eligible because it shows up at the front.
It's
It's
nobody's going to buy that regardless.
Oh.
It's like the other day I was trying to track down some of the old Marvel Doctor Who comics, like the set that I used to have. So I really want to get that set again. But and I was just looking, most of them were about what I expected them to be, like, $5 an issue, some of them 10 that had lower print runs or they're just rarer. But then there was one that was CGC graded and put in the fucking tombs that I despise. And it was going for like $500, 9.6 grade. Like, fuck you. Nobody's ever going to buy that.
I would totally buy one of those and make a YouTube video fucking opening it from the tomb.
Ripping off the tomb. Yeah,
Ripping off the tomb and look, I'm reading it. What you should be doing with it.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
staring at it like some fucking retard.
Yeah, it's not a statue, people. It's a book. You read it.
This is why our literacy level is so bad, because we put them in tombs and stare at them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that must be the problem.
I'm just
I know
looking
these guys
at
will-
my book.
They'll go through the stack and they'll grab like the nicest copy and they'll grab one beat up copy in the front of a brand new issue. They'll buy both of them. They'll get that one copy graded and read another copy. I'm like, but why? Because it's an investment. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Dude,
Yeah, but
that's-
nobody's ever gonna pay those kind of prices for it. I mean, especially when they can get one
Unless-
that isn't graded, most likely in almost, if not exactly the same condition, for exponentially less.
Even that, then it might be that there's something important in that issue in the future, and that might make that. Because that's the thing is, there are many comics, especially in like Uncanny X-Men right? Where it's like issue number 37. Nobody gives a shit about issue number 37, except it's the first time you see Storm or whoever, right? And so that's why the issue is worth $50, and that's why CZGC graded would be worth it on new issues in case something like that happens. But it's really expensive and won't pay off necessarily. It's just not healthy to do
that whole CZC rating. It just pisses me off because all it really is some, opinion for some guy who thinks his job is important, and it really just raises the price of shit that really shouldn't be at that price because it's not actually fucking worth that.
It's not actually that valuable. Yeah, it's you're paying a premium for the fact that it's graded.
Yeah,
a ridiculous premium.
I mean, I guess the really only things I would see, like, kind of sort of being worth being in a case and staying nice if it's something that there's only like maybe 10 of them in the world, something like that, but not like a regular run issue of something that just happens to have a first of something, or it's just in really good condition and it's old. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Going back to like game cartridges and ridiculous prices, the only card I can really see, well, the only set of cards I can really see that actually could go in those cases and go for really high prices is one, the fucking World Championship cards, Nintendo World Championship cards, where there's 25 gray ones, there's 50 gray ones and 25 gold ones in the world, and those are the only ones that were ever produced. I can see those like being in like the statue people's main collections. You don't ever really want to play those.
Yeah,
you don't want to ruin one of the 50 that exist.
You can buy repros of it.
Yeah, and that's why they make reproductions.
You can
if
buy.
You actually want to play it.
Sorry, I just wanted to cut in here. Duncan was talking about Pandorum. It says, just looking up Pandorum, have not heard of it.
No,
wow.
So good.
I've only talked about it in a gajillion videos and live chats.
It's just awesome. So.
Yeah, Pandorum is excellent, and it deserves to be the full trilogy it was intended to be. Sadly, probably never happened.
Same thing with Babylon AD,
Babylon AD.
That's probably series.
Probably never see the proper director's cut of that.
That's all I'm asking. Don't care with the other movies. Just give me a fucking proper director's cut. At least Pandorum has a director's cut, or is what's supposed to be,
Yeah.
So really, the only other like cartridge I could think of that would be like worth putting in one of those cases and having it graded or whatever would be one of the Earthbound beta cartridges.
Yeah.
Like they never mass produced. There's like 3 of them in the world, known to exist in the world.
Caltron or a fucking Action 52.
I swear to God, if somebody shows up with a Polybius arcade cabinet, I would flip my shit. And they confirm it to be legit. If people in the chat have never heard of Polybius or Polybius or whatever you want to call it,
Polybius.
I think it's Polybius.
Yeah.
Do a YouTube search for that. What the fuck are you doing, Sean?
Being happy.
Okay.
I'm happy that you're
Anyway, I'm gonna take you off the big screen because you're creeping me out.
On the big screen.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
D-Large, put Cloud Atlas at the top of that list, for fuck's sake.
I still need to watch that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You fucking guys.
So, I'll show you one thing I picked up, Garbage Gamer.
Nice, Mass Effect trilogy.
Yes. Finally got it. And an almost launch title for PS3.
You can play that with your PSP.
Actually, their maker, Cloud Atlas, can't be pretentious because it wasn't trying to be more artful than it was. That's what pretentious means.
The only game I picked up.
It's probably full of plot holes, too.
There's actually apparently a plot hole in it, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't ruin the story. It's like,
okay.
See, when it comes to collecting quality games, the only thing I worry about if I'm going to look out for something is a little term called CIB. That's complete in box. You know, if I'm going to buy
Or
something,
MIB is another one, or MOC if you're collecting action cards, action figures. Yeah, Midtown cards.
so yeah, CIB. So this is the only game I picked up in the last
In box.
good while.
In box, yeah.
NIB, new in box.
Yeah.
So this is CIB, it's complete in box. It is a copy of Earthworm Jim.
Oh, the
Nice.
original, eh?
Original
I almost
Earthworm
bought
Jim.
that. I almost bought that today on PSN.
Nice and nicely
You were-
complete in box.
I think I'm gonna wait on that though. I'll get it around the same time I pick up the cartoon. We can just have an Earthworm Jim-a-thon.
It was $8.
Nice. That's
So-
pretty sweet.
Yep.
I always
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
and I got
Genesis
a Dragon Ball
cases.
game for $1.
Thank you, Bluto. Bluto in the chat said, Cloud Atlas pretentious? You must be thinking of Life of Pi. Thank you.
So
Man
just
knows me well.
for Garbage Gamer's benefit, because he was away.
I was talking to a lady.
I'll be right back. I get something to drink.
So, okay, got some PS1 games. Got
Yes.
the original Spyro the Dragon,
Good.
which Rosie is really enjoying. The original Crash Bandicoot.
I just decided to snag the entire series of all those games that were on.
I'm going to, but I figured I'll just get the first ones for now, and then
Yeah, they dropped back to $4.99, didn't they?
no, they're still $5.99.
Oh, I got whatever 98 cents.
Oh, great, yeah.
Because the dollar sale. Or whatever.
I will be keeping an eye on the dollar sale. Now that I know that I can add funds to my PSN wallet with PayPal, it's going to be a lot easier to take advantage of those sales when they happen. And then I got Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey,
Nice.
Vagrant Story,
Yay.
Good.
and Medieval.
Oh god, I remember Medieval. That's the really derpy looking skeleton. Isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
it's like the
pretty
skeleton, and he's got like 4 teeth and one huge one down here.
Yeah.
It's a,
he's
it's a
got
decent
one
little
eye.
game, you know.
Yeah. Hack and
Enjoyed
slash.
it.
Fun.
JL
I didn't get very. I didn't play
232
much of it. I think maybe it was just a demo. I don't know. I just.
Yeah, JL232 says, remember Sega Dreamcast? No, I don't remember Sega Dreamcast at all.
Yeah, remember that game system that
No.
only came out 12 years ago? It's so long ago.
Neither do I. I don't remember Sega Dreamcast at all. What are you talking about? What's a Sega Dreamcast? Oh, by the way, I bought Sonic Adventure today as well.
Good. Sonic Adventure 2 on there?
Yes. I have not bought it yet, but it is available.
That is such a
I
better
will. I'm going to play this one first, and then I'll play the second one. So, okay, got that. Also got... Jesus, that's loud. Sorry, Space Channel 5.
What was that?
Got I Am Alive,
Mhm.
which I played the demo of a while ago, and you know I liked that, so I finally got the game. And Master Reboot, which looks good and creepy and sci-fi indie.
Indie.
And that's it. That's it for games. Although that's more games that I've bought in one fell swoop in a long time. So I went a little crazy with the new hard drive.
Duggan goes, I have to get a Dreamcast to add to my large collection. If you really want to save yourself a good amount of money in your wallet and still get a physical Dreamcast, make sure you look for a Dreamcast that was manufactured before the millennium. So 99, more closer to the release day. Because post-millennium, they added in copy protection in their system.
Oh.
The pre-millennium Dreamcasts will read burn discs natively. So that I own like one actual Dreamcast game.
I do.
The other ones are unfortunately copies because I'm not spending $75 on a copy of House of the Dead 2.
The only thing I have a copy of is that fan brew version of Daytona, where it's got the arcade music and the upgraded
Yes.
graphics.
Mhm.
That's the only one I have because it was never officially available. So
Yep. And that is, for me, that is the definitive home version of that game, bar none. It has the best graphics among any version of Daytona USA, and it has the original iconic arcade music and sound effects. So you cannot go wrong with that.
Oh no, fly away.
Like I said, also, if you get a pre-millennium version of the Dreamcast, there is a huge, still active homebrew community for the Dreamcast, making a bunch of side-scrolling shooters, RPG.
Yeah, there's
RPGs.
that one RPG that looks so fucking cool. God, for the Dreamcast that one company's making, and also the Genesis game recently. I can't remember what that
I just
was.
still think it's awesome that we still hear the news about new release Dreamcast games.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's fucking awesome. Sonic Adventure DX in Oculus VR. Do you want to guarantee that you'll barf?
It's kind of like you get new releases for other old systems too. Like, I mean, there's occasionally a new release Atari game or an Atari 2600 game.
A port of Halo for the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
It actually exists.
It
still
exists. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
You still get like new release Amiga games as well. There's like a few developers out there still doing.
Yeah.
Yep, still DOS games being made. There's still Windows 3.1 and Windows 95 games being made. There's pretty much for every platform, there's still some homebrew community still making games for it, and that's absolutely fantastic.
So there's this game on either in television or Atari 2600 called Sneak and Peek, like hide and seek or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys did a homebrew like sequel, quote unquote, port of that game to the NES with color graphics and stuff.
I think Sneak and Peek was on the Intellivision, if I remember.
Okay. But yeah, no, there was a limited run of 25, and I got number 13, and I just thought it was really cool. And the only other, and there's also, we didn't get certain games in America, so there's companies releasing some really nice copies of those Japanese versions. Like Dig Dug never made it to the NES, it was only Dig Dug 2. So I got a really nice repro with the fancy box and shit. Yeah,
that's a nice, area of homebrew as well, is the porting scene, the reproduction scene, where you're getting probably some of the most fantastic NES, SNES, and Genesis games that ever come out of Japan, wonderfully translated into English and put into American cartridges. And it's just like, it's absolutely gorgeous. Games like we finally got Earthbound for the NES. We got Earthbound for the NES. We got Sweet Home for the NES. We got... we also, if you want to go true original, you can either get Earthbound 0 or you can get Mother and Mother 2 for the NES and SNES with the original red label and everything, but all translated in English.
Awesome. I'm going to go smoke.
So, you want to play E.T. for the Atari? I have a cartridge of that.
I played E.T. for the Atari on my friend's Atari.
I need to do maintenance on my Atari because currently E.T. is purple. And I'm not entirely sure why.
I think he's supposed to be purple. Isn't he supposed to be brown, huh?
Green. Supposed to be, actually, he's green.
Is he green? Oh.
Yeah, green. He's purple. And
I know there's issues with some people, some Ataris are using their processors that produce the color or whatever.
Well, how it works, pretty much, there's a little metal casing that's in the middle, in the middle of where all the switches are. If you unscrew that and open that up, there's actually a physical color wheel. That I learned this when I had to do with some initial cleaning repairs on my Atari. Is you have to very carefully take a screwdriver and turn this plastic color wheel to adjust the colors. And sometimes it'll float and throw the colors off.
Or it will get fucked up and phase shifted. You just have to adjust again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what they're talking about. How the thing that dial that whole thing that's going bad. So it's producing wrong colors. So you just have to adjust it.
You just have to keep adjusting it once.
Couple of years,
Yeah. For me, it's once every 6 months or so because it's a complete bitch to get into that little casing. Because it's a complete solid metal shroud. You have to pry it off.
So no wonder the thing didn't overheat.
Well, it kind of didn't help it when I first bought my Atari. It did not have a power adapter, and I had to go kind of I looked up all the specs and everything for the original power adapter when you bought the actual plug at Radio Shack. And then I kind of wired my own plug, and then it like poofed into space. And I plugged it in. And then I actually got a power adapter for it, an original Atari one. And that's when I noticed like all the colors were wrong. So when I looked that up, I changed it. And it started to go wrong again. So that shows the durability of old systems. I actually plugged in wrong voltage into my Atari and actually watched smoke come out of the top, and it still works.
I have dropped cartridge systems down flights of stairs.
Well, physical heating and stuff like that doesn't really do anything because it's all solid parts. I mean, I did something electric. I fucking shocked that thing, thrown through a wall socket, and it still fucking worked. Still works to this day. It's
Reminds me of like trying to kill an old Toyota. Same
idea. It's totally the Top Gear try to kill a Toyota version, video game version.
That is such a... Oh my god, I love that. They fucking put it on top of a building and then destroy the building. And just all take random fucking tubing and reconnecting the fucking hoses, and the fucking thing just starts right the fuck out. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I thought it was the battery cable had come off, that was it.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Dislodge the battery.
Yeah. And I mean, not only did it start, it still moved under its own power. Like, I mean,
and they could turn one direction.
Yeah.
Go left.
Always go
left.
So, is Stout there, or is...
I'm here.
There you are, okay. Now that everybody's back, I have stories.
Oh.
Oh, are they
Public
funny?
Washroom stories, I hope.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
There was a story you were saving for SNI, but we ended up not doing SNI that week.
Oh, okay. I remember what that was. Yeah, Eric and I were talking.
Good tip.
Nice.
I got some of that in the fridge.
I remember what that one was. That was Eric and I were talking about porn.
Oh, yeah.
We were,
Internet is for porn.
I was talking about something about this cheesy, like, set-up storyline sort of ones.
Oh, yeah.
And I meant to be like the the ones where it's like the mom or the MILF or whatever, and it's like her kid's best friend or something.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain like one of those. I had one of those. Remember I was telling you about it, Sean, where it's like the mom's like in a bikini and being all sexy, and he's like, I'm trying to do my homework, Mrs. Patterson, and it's like so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was telling Eric, and I was like, yeah, I hate those setup ones where it's like the mom fucks her kid's son kind of things.
Her kid's son.
And I was like, wait a minute, that wasn't right.
And I just responded on like,
Porn are you watching?
Porn are you watching?
Yeah.
Why would you never touch your hard drive?
Yeah, no kidding. I pretty much probably just flagged myself for every government agency.
Boom.
Punch your
President
kid's
killed,
son with a
bomb.
Nuclear bomb.
Terrorist, Arab nation.
This is...
Obama.
Okay, I have been
Hamas.
wanting this kind of game for years. Ever since, the Call of Duty thing picked up and Battlefield picked up again, and it's everything. Every single first-person shooter that has online support always has a class system, a level system, and stuff like that. It's really fucking annoying. And stuff like that. GameSpot just posted about a game called Toxic. And Toxic, and its advertising campaign is that it has, and it says in the big bold letters, no leveling, no class system, and not even a cover system. It's literally, and it runs on the Unreal Engine. It's a fucking version of Unreal Tournament. And it's the new Unreal Engine 4.
Oh.
One. So it looks beautiful.
So no cover. So it's basically just you're in the middle of a desert and there's no cactuses or anything.
No. No, we're talking about like a cover mechanic like in Gears of War, where you can like hide behind a wall and poke out.
Magnetizing yourself to the wall, essentially.
Yeah, there's no wall snap mechanic or whatever.
Like
you can still take cover behind a wall. It's
pop out, fire a few shots, and then go back into cover.
There was a comment that was left on it. They're like, somebody was saying something like, "I'm good is finally getting a game that actually takes skill to play." And they're like, one guy's like, "Oh, there's not skill in a level up system and cover mechanic." I'm sitting there going, "No,
Not really.
it's not.
You learn to
Because
work
when you can get into a public room with your friends and repeatedly shoot each other in the head until you become level 80, and
Yeah.
where you can't die, that doesn't take skill. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. It
Yeah.
just doesn't. Drop in a match with me on a real tournament and watch me repeatedly use a flat cannon on the back of your head. So, yeah.
I misread this bag of chips. It says gourmet flavor in the description. I thought it said government flavor.
Tastes like bureaucracy.
The one flavor we're allowed to have, yeah.
Oh, geez, I got the Obama flavor.
So it's just like
boring.
bureaucracy and
Tastes like
social
disappointment.
health care.
It tastes like black people.
Oh.
So it's fried chicken flavor. then.
Gangbang. Jesus Christ.
Well, Barack Obama's black. I'm just saying. We were
These are
talking about
facts.
government flavor, since it's just like black people. And it just made the connection.
Yes.
I just put 1 plus
It's like-
1 plus 1 equals racist.
You're just like Barack Obama. You're basically just like Barack Obama is in government. Barack Obama is black. These are facts.
The calculus of racism.
Oh, strange.
So anyway, so another story I have.
Ah, okay.
Waiting to tell this one.
Uh-huh.
So, my coworker and I, we've gone to a lot of different rec centers while we've been on the road, so we can go swimming and stuff, and he works out a fair bit too. And so one thing we love to do at the end of a day is go sit in the hot tub. And this particular rec center also had a steam room, which was nice, because I was actually I was getting over the first part of my cold at the time.
Did you fart in the steam room?
Stop getting ahead of the story.
Oh, no.
Anyways, so it'd be great when I actually get to the punchline. So we're sitting there, and it's like 2 benches, right? So if you sit on the higher bench, it's a slightly higher temperature, right? There's more steam because it all gathers upward. So it's just the 2 of us in there, and it's not a very big steam room. It's pretty small. And all of a sudden, this other guy comes in, and he's like this typical sort of muscly, bald-headed guy. These guys are way too intense about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he got in, and he started being super intense about the steam room, way overboard. He went and he stood on the second bench. And he's like, oh, rubbing his head, and he was taking the water that gathered out the ceiling and rubbing it on his face and everything like that.
Extreme steam rooming.
He's like, oh, like that, and then he farted. And he went to sit down and was like, brrr, and he's like, ah.
Just warning kids, if you're ever in a sauna, the place with the hot rocks, don't pee on the rocks. That shit doesn't come out. It will take that room.
You're practically
forever.
burning piss on those rocks.
And the smell permeates the wallpaper and in the benches and anybody who's standing inside it when it happens.
I don't know why, but when I picture Brandon peeing on those rocks, I just picture people in hazmat suits coming in and having to delouse the wall.
I didn't pee on it. I dared my friend to pee on it because that's what happened.
So then there was a brief moment of, and I kind of look at my coworker, we're both trying not to look at each other, kind of being like, "Did that really just happened?" And then there's that moment of, we're in a small box of steam. Now we don't exactly know what we're breathing in now, do we? So eventually we finally left. And then later on, we were there, this place closed at 8, so we're basically all exiting at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So, bald, intense guy is now in the shower shaving his head.
Intensely.
And then, as we're getting changed, he starts putting a pile of cologne on, and he cologned his head.
Cologne in his head.
He took cologne in his head, rubbed it all over his head, and the smell was just all over. We went there the next day. That section of the change room still smelled like that cologne. He must have gotten it on the walls or something.
Oh my god.
Because we had just finished, we were telling our other coworker about it, and we're laughing and like that. And then we went to that pool right after, And I was like, Travis, it still smells like him in here.
Intense.
Yeah,
He wasn't there either. Like he was.
Raptor brought up a good point about your story, Cass. He goes, wait, and then what Brandon actually said. He goes, wait, Steam rooms have wallpaper? It kind of defeats
I
the
was
purpose of
wondering,
putting
yeah.
Well,
wallpaper in
okay,
your
it's not
Steam
wallpaper,
room.
whatever. It permeates the walls, right?
It's the wooden, like, bamboo
Yeah,
walls or
it
whatever.
just smelled like urine for like 2 years later. Like, I know they cleaned it out because I was there when they cleaned it. It was closed for like a month for biological reasons, right? And we go in there like,
Biological hazard.
it's just a couple years later, me and a different friend go there, like, oh, fuck! Really? It still smells? Fuck you, Tom! Why do you... My friend
So, yeah.
Tom.
Also, a good thing it wasn't one of those electrified saunas. They say don't pour water on them because that would have been fun.
Well,
It's like being on the third rail, basically.
Yeah,
For
So
right.
that stream
That's why
guy
I said they
asked,
can't do that because they said that electricity won't go off urine. 'Cause it's not-
Because the urine it's not a continuous stream.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
a little bit ago,
I
that
saw that
stream
too.
guy asked how the Retron 5s are doing. Stout, do you want to weigh in on this as well?
just before you guys jump on that, I'm just going to pick up my dinner, so I'll be back in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
How's your Retron 5 doing, sir?
I haven't touched it in weeks because I haven't had time to.
I think your poster over there is a little sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens when you have to get the fuck up and vomit will come or vomit will go everywhere. You just go. He's like, fuck it.
And, so yeah, mine's doing pretty good as well. I'm noticing if I haven't, there's a game I picked up and I haven't played in a while. It's got some dust on it. The Retron does have a very tough time reading it if it's not the contacts are not immaculately clean.
Mm.
Like a game I cleaned last week, I had to clean again because the system wouldn't read it. And I was just like, oh, Jesus. So, I mean, when it reads, it's perfectly fine. It'll read consistently every time after that. But, I mean, I don't know how many times. I took like an hour trying to just get Mega Man 2 to work.
So dust cover is what you're saying.
Yeah, dust covers, and I'm cleaning your games at least once a week now if you have a Retron 5.
Oh. No, is this disc-based?
No, it's NES cartridges, SNES.
Oh, right. Duh.
So yeah, it's notably already old cartridges that probably have a lot of good wear on them.
Yeah.
So I'm not faulting the system for that. It's probably really the quality of probably.
Sorry, for some reason I was thinking Ouya. Never mind.
Oh, huh. No, the Retron 5.
A different Android device.
Yeah, still running Android. Yes.
To be fair, NES cartridges always seems to need to be cleaned or blown on to work. So
Well, the
just
other thing I'm
being more of an
noticing
experience.
Is the NES cartridge slot in the Retron 5 is very loose.
Oh, really?
There's a lot of wiggle room. I can actually move the cartridge back and forth, probably about that much. I can
Wow.
actually wiggle it, and I could get it to like a game that I know works every time. I can actually get it, wiggle it back, and get it to not dump the ROM anymore, and get it to, it'll like dump and show up, and then I can get it, and it'll say no cartridge insert. I can put it back, and it'll dump the ROM again. So. But other than that, I mean, the system works great. The image quality is just gorgeous. If you've ever seen a old system playing on a big HD TV, you know how fugly it looks.
Yeah.
This is it's beyond gorgeous. It's like these games were made to be played on these giant screens.
HD does not like RF video.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, it doesn't. So yeah, playing through all those old games again, and also if you have an SD card, having pretty much a built-in Game Shark and Action Replay or whatever.
Game Genie. Game Genie for all of those, actually. Yeah.
No, there's still Action Replay and stuff like that, because that's all those codes.
Action Replay came in N64 era on.
Which? Action Replay?
Yeah,
Really?
it went Game Genie, and then there was the fucking Code Shark or whatever.
Code
And
Shark.
then- Yeah, Game Shark, right, thank you.
Game Shark, yeah.
I had one, and I can't even remember what it was called. Anyway, so it was Game Shark, and then it was like a year of Game Shark, and then we got the Action Replay and Game Shark beating. same time. So Action Replay started. I've never seen a cheat device other than the Game Genie for the NES.
Actually, the
I mean-
Action Replay got its debut on the Amiga 500 and the Commodore 64.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I remember hearing those.
It's a bright orange cartridge for the Commodore. But some of the most common ones are the Action Replay. There's an ISA card for PC games.
Ha!
ISA, wow.
An ISA card, yeah.
That's
Just
hilarious.
going back a bit.
So yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right for like 90% of that. It would be Game Genie. But like I said, but it goes all the way up to like
For the
Super
old ones, yeah.
Nintendo, which I know had more than Game Genie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a bunch of
I
third,
have,
like, shitty companies.
Stand over here. Whatever.
I have one of those for the 3DO. I can't remember what it is.
I got one for the
What-
Dreamcast.
It's
Plugs into
actually
the control.
Game Guru. I think it's called the Game Guru. Basically, it was a CD-ROM. Like it was disc-based, and it had codes and patches for. Basically, you'd patch your saved game.
So this is my
Uh,
I custom painted Mad Catz Dreamcast controller, but it actually has. Look how shiny it is.
Game Shark.
But yeah, it's got the Game Shark.
oh, there it is.
I had the first Game Shark for the PlayStation 1, and it went to the expansion slot.
I had the N64 one with the light and the number on it.
It was-
Button that you pressed.
That backward expansion slot was only for the first 2 generations of the PlayStation, and then they released one where you couldn't do that with the expansion slot. So that's when it's the memory card version.
Oh, hi, Pac-Man.
Hi.
He wants to know if you have any power pellets.
I don't. Sorry, I ate them.
I have 2 right above the banana that you put on.
Actually, I do have some little spherical candies.
I'm telling your
Hey,
Pac-Man to
Pac-Man.
suck my balls.
Want a freebase?
But
Fucking
so
blood
is
on
anybody
game.
else? I don't know why I am. I just am. But anybody else excited for GTA 5 to come to the next generation consoles?
NPC.
Finally.
I'll be more excited when I actually have a new console.
And I'll show this after the InSaNiTy, but I do have a trailer that shows the actual difference between the PS4 and the PS3 version of GTA 5. And it is very obvious. So for people in the chat, actually,
Just kind of.
I'll post the link so they can watch the comparison.
I'm more excited for the remaster that's already been released, but I don't have money for it.
Oh, The Last of Us?
The Last of Us. Yeah. Probably going to be getting that in the next few weeks. Who knows when I'll actually play it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
You'll
So-
play it around the time it goes down to $10.
This one has the
You'll have already owned it
comparison.
for a year.
Yeah, it's actually at the end of the video, so I'd watch that one to get a PS3 reconstruction of the trailer.
You okay, Brandon?
I am perfectly fine.
Oh, good.
Here's
Alrighty then.
a full 1080p version of just the PS4 trailer. So you can use those 2 videos as a comparison between the 2.
This is a reconstruction. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, about 1 minute and 7 seconds into the video, it actually does cut and show the PS3 and PS4, but they're in little boxes in the top corner of the video. And I'm just like, that's retarded. I want to see the whole thing in 1080p,
Oh,
not
yeah.
in some little box in the corner. So the second one is the full
So you have
E3
the
trailer.
one, run them comparatively yourself.
Yeah. So.
Fuck your music.
I don't know. I think the music very much fits the game.
Great. I don't want to hear it right now because I'm.
Fuck you then.
SNI.
For Steam,
Good for you.
I'll be back.
Ah, there are the boxes. My God, they look identical.
shut the fuck up, Stav. If you say those two look identical, you really are blind. Like, you are actually blind.
Oh my God, the traffic sequence is really cool.
Like I said, I will be getting GTA 5, but I do want to get it on the PS4 because I know my PC cannot handle this game at full detail.
Well, how do you know that?
Because I can't run Watch Dogs at full detail. And that doesn't have as much detail as this game does, so...
Okay.
Was a tanker truck.
Yeah, a lot of people weren't actually all that impressed with the PS4 graphics upgrade on The Last of Us because it was more subtle things. It wasn't big and obvious like in the GTA 5 one. It was a lot of because they even came out and said that the game is still running off the core same graphic detail using the same engine. It's just they just made some things with a bit higher fidelity that they couldn't do on the PS3. So there's some better lighting and there's some better sound effects and stuff like that. But really, like they said, the textures and the character models are actually exactly the same from the PS3 version.
Yeah.
Which is kind of stupid. But anyway, they had some reasoning behind it. I don't remember what it was, but
Just to annoy you, and only you.
But when I think of a remaster from the PS3 to the PS4, that is what I think of. I mean, because that is obvious. There's a definite reason you want to own the last generation version to sell that one for money to get the next generation version because it is physically different.
Yes. Physically.
Physically, as in there's new game mechanics and different games.
Yes. Quite. So speaking of games, I hope to get back on Twitch sometime this week. Everything's pretty much ready to go. I just need to fire up the hot hog and run a couple of tests, make sure everything's working. But yeah, the PS3 is all upgraded and ready to rock. That's kind of what I was waiting for.
I would love to see you do a playthrough of the original Spyro the Dragon.
Of Spyro the Dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I shall.
That or like Crash Bandicoot or something. Just for your initial comeback, just do something really old school.
Just something random.
Yeah.
Well, for old stuff, I have... Well, Silent Hill we're saving. That'll probably be Halloween. Got Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, R-Types, Gex, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, Vagrant Story, and Medieval.
Oh, I love this.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would say either Vagrant Story or Abe's Odyssey.
Abe's Odyssey. Watch you be frustrated at that.
Oh, actually, you could promote that one since the new and tasty is coming out.
Oh, there you go. Oh, really? New and tasty.
Oddworld New and Tasty, and it's a completely remade, done from scratch remake of the first game.
Oh, just as I bought the original. Great.
Yeah. they wanted to make clear that it wasn't just they took the old game and made all the graphics in HD. They literally rebuilt the game from scratch, brought in all the old original voice actors and redid the lines and everything, and it's a complete rebuild. And it looks fucking gorgeous.
So PS2, the only ones I got on the PS3 right now are Red Faction and Fatal Frame 1 and 2. And then, yeah.
Looks like we have one vote for a comeback play of Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
One for Vagrant Story.
I would be done with. Well, I'm not going to be there, so why does my vote?
Two for Crash Bandicoot. Drunken playthroughs. One vote for a drunken.
Yeah, Duncan's talking about my drunken playthrough of indie games. Yeah, when I was doing the. Yeah, I'm not doing a playthrough of Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I don't even own.
He's not a hipster, yo.
Yeah. I might play Kingdom Hearts at some point, but
I love that game.
It's not high on my priority list.
Me and Brandon were on the opposite spectrums for that game. I never saw what was so popular about it. It just felt like a clunky RPG with Disney shoehorned in.
Wow.
I didn't feel it was shoehorned in the least. It was pretty much a role-playing Final Fantasy with Disney characters, which was awesome.
Holy shit, Brandon! How are you in the corner?
I'm using many.
Oh.
Everybody. Let's see what do we got here. Let's do a
really jumpy
tally.
Yeah, kind of jumpy.
Fuck! I don't know how to make that work. I figured it out. I was asking if my frame rate was really shitty to you guys, and it is.
Oh, you're like.
I see.
You're like one frame every 30 seconds for me, so
okay.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, your frame rate is extremely shitty. Remember, you have an awesome computer, but you still have shitty internet.
Well, yeah, but I just made my desktop as my thing, so you think it would just be like me moving, but I don't know. Now everything's just going really badly, including me.
Awesome.
I wasn't before. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
So.
Just setting I'm missing, I'm sure.
He's playing PlanetSide 2.
So let's see. Well, everybody's saying either Spyro or Crash, basically. One or the other.
They want
What
to
did
definitely Spyro or Crash is what they're saying.
Alrighty. I might do maybe Crash because Rosie's been playing Spyro a lot, and
Spyro's a bit of a collectathon.
It is, yeah, definitely.
So.
She's been rescuing dragons and collecting gems and stuff like that. Crash seems to be a bit of a collectathon too, but it's got the platforming aspect.
It's more straightforward.
Yeah. Run, jump, don't fall down the bottomless pits.
Which you will. You will. You're gonna fall so.
Bit
You're gonna fall.
Bit of gaming history here. The actual game engine term for that view of Crash running to and from the screen instead of back and forth.
Yeah.
It's called Sonic's ass mode.
Sonic's ass mode.
Yep.
That's funny.
That was a design decision. That is hard to say 2%.
Duncan says if you really want to go old school for Comeback Play on Twitch, why not play Descent 2? Because
I just bought Descent 2.
I was considering getting that from the GOG sale.
I grabbed it.
I wanted to get one and two, yeah.
But the thing is, I can't really stream PC games very well with my current system. So
You
console.
can't play Descent.
Console only. Well, yes, I can, but I'm talking about while streaming, because XSplit is a bit of a system hog. So.
Actually, I don't even think you could. I mean, can you stream full screen games?
Yeah.
Because
you can. You just have to hook the image.
I was gonna say because there is no windowed mode.
It depends what it is, because I think it needs to be like DirectX compatible in order for that to work.
Mm.
If it's not, then it won't do it.
Yeah. What games did I? Yeah, I bought Giant Citizens. And I bought Giant Citizens Kabuto, Shogo Mobile Armor Division, and Descent 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I
I
want
got the
Descent 1 and
Descent
2.
games. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I especially liked the second one. I enjoyed it.
I have many years and many memories of playing the first Descent.
I only ever played the demo versions, like the trial,
Yep.
or like I guess the
I was just
shareware
going to
versions.
say, I only ever played the shareware versions.
Yeah.
I
But I mean-
didn't own all these games, DOS games I said I played as a kid.
Yeah.
One thing I never said is I never played the full versions.
Yeah. That said, they were pretty lengthy.
Oh, yeah,
A lot
I mean,
of play out of them.
They
Now,
didn't even fire entire first chapter. Fucking.
I actually do own Descent 2 somewhere. I got the CD-ROM version of it.
Yeah,
about
actually
10
down in
years
the
ago.
basement, I own Descent 3 and Descent Free Space.
Oh, there you go.
So, but those are actually one of the very rare few of my dad's games. My dad, Mr. Anti-video game, I don't care about movies, is the one that owns Mega Race. He actually owns those are his.
Oh, Mega Race.
Yeah, he's the Fanal Lance. He's the Fanal Lance Boyle in the family. And
Other than yourself.
other than my, see, he owns the first Mega Race. I own Mega Race 3.
There's a third one?
There's 4, I think.
What? Really? I only
Yeah.
knew about the first 2.
There's a third one where he has. You can tell that he was balding very badly, so they spiked it and colored it yellow.
Yeah.
And yeah, Descent 3, not a great game. Are we gonna play a game like that, which is kind of like a futuristic? They're not cars anymore. They're these little pods with jets on them. If I wanted to play something like that, I'd play Roll Cage. That's another great one. If you've never played an absolutely fantastic PC racing game, play Roll Cage. Also came out for the
Cage.
Also came out for the PS1, but it's not as good as the PC one.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the wonderful world of 3D effects and voodoo cards. Making those games look gorgeous back in the 90s.
Yeah. Wow, are we out of steam already?
Sweet. Well, there's a reason I'm out of steam. I got maybe 4 hours of sleep last night.
Gee, I wonder why.
I was pretty wiped today. I actually ended up having a nap shortly after we got back from shopping. We were going to go to the beach today, but just ended up not being enough hours in the day.
Oh god, I remember the Spider-Man game for the N64. That game was Spider-Man, Fog.
Fog?
Yeah, that game it had a big open world you can explore, but the problem was that you'd stand on top of a building and you looked like the building was like 5,000 feet up in the sky, up in the clouds, because of the limitation of the N64. You couldn't have a view from the top of the building to the ground. So, so everything looked like it was just instant fall to your death, because everything was fogged. There was the depth of field was so low that literally you couldn't see the next building over that you were swinging to. It would just like materialize in front of you. Made the game very difficult. But Raptor goes, Sean, have you yet to see Jurassic Park 3?
Yes, I have not seen Jurassic Park 3.
You are saving yourself a lot of pain.
It's not that bad. It's not theater.
A lot of pain.
I am exaggerating, obviously, a little bit. It's not great, but it is not an absolute boring movie. In the terms of a Jurassic Park movie, yes, it is very bad. In the terms of a movie where people are trying to survive a dinosaur attack, it's watchable. That's very bad. The effects are really nice. The effects really do, I will give it that, they really do follow the level of quality, that the Jurassic Park series has always been known for. So that still stays true. But yeah, it's another one of those that falls short with the storyline, the acting, and many, many other things. general plot doesn't really make much sense. A
Hey,
lot of
but
them are plot holes.
as people getting, chased mercilessly by dinosaurs. And,
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you turn your brain off and you use that as just mindless fun, it's mindless fun. I would say it's almost like the mindless fun of a Crank movie.
It's what?
It's almost like the mindless fun of a Crank movie.
Oh, well, there you go.
And we all know how much we love Crank and Crank 2 High Voltage.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I didn't think I would love those movies as much as I do, but then I actually saw them. I was like, wow, I love these
that
movies.
image in my head of him publicly fucking his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm alive! Oh, that's such a beautiful movie. In the hospital, just constantly stabbing him with. What was it, steroids? No, adrenaline. That's what
It
it
was
was.
adrenaline, yeah.
He's constantly stabbing himself with adrenaline needles.
Yeah. Well, and then the second one where he had to, kept having to charge his pacemaker.
Yeah.
His artificial heart.
But that was, yeah, when I saw the second one, that was getting a little, I can't believe I'm saying this, it was getting a little bit silly. When he's like grabbing one portal end of a battery and sticking his tongue on the other and zapping himself.
Yeah.
Like that's a little rude.
Getting a jump start.
Yeah. It's freaking hilariously awesome, but
Oh.
yeah, that's just a little wacky.
Oh no!
When he's like laying there, he's completely smoking because
the power station was the best. Where he was giant Jason
oh my God, you're
Statham.
charging a pacemaker, you're
Yeah.
not like trying to refit your house.
I
Or
know.
something like
It was hilarious. I laughed so hard at the power station scene. Just the giant Jason Statham with the over-exaggerated brow and chin. Yeah.
I think he was making a statement when he used that. Just
That
saying.
what?
He was
What?
making a statement.
that. Making a statement.
Statement.
Yes.
Yes.
That is a new word.
A statement.
A statement.
Yes.
Yeah, whenever Jason Statham punches someone or shoots someone, he's making a statement. It's like a statement with violence from Jason Statham. So.
Jason fucking Statham.
Yeah.
Jason fucking Statham.
And I'm here to make a statement.
Statham.
But yeah, I actually had a conversation of who would win in a fight of Jason Statham or Jack Bauer.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, that'd be Jason Statham. Jack Bauer would try to figure out some awkward way to kill you by running for a long period of time. And Jason Statham would just break your leg and repeatedly beat you upside the head with a pole.
Or close the door on your head repeatedly, as it may be.
Yes,
That's
or
right.
that. Something like that. He would have. He's an opportunist. And Jack Bauer is more of, I don't know, planner. You know, he has to have a plan first. Statham
Jack
just
Bauer? Oh, yes.
yeah, Jack Bauer just he has a plan, a mission that he goes on. Jason Statham just, you go fucking die. Just goes after him.
Yeah, he just kind of goes by, plays it by ear,
And then proceeds to rip his head off.
proceeds to rip your ears off. Yes. Oh, good times. So how come Mega Man 9 and 10 are no longer available?
Because the creator of Mega Man and Capcom are having a dispute.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh,
But the thing is, earlier Mega Mans are still available.
Because they're wholly owned by Capcom.
Nintendo and Capcom.
Yeah.
They're combined.
I'm not disputing that. I was just, yeah, I mean,
But yeah, Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10 were independent. Well, I wouldn't say independent, but they were for the most part developed by Kenji Ifune. And Kenji Ifune, we all know, has left Capcom and is now working independently with his small team on the absolutely beautiful, obvious Mega Man clone, Mighty Number 9.
Mighty
Looks
number. Oh yeah.
like Mega Man. It could literally just be Mega Man 9.
Just imagine
They already have that.
an exact Mega Man game with a new character, not Mega Man, somebody else, running off the Unreal Engine. That level of quality. Is that your answer?
Yes. Is that your final answer? Yes. Yes, it is.
Let's see. Garbage Gamer, how are the Borderland games? They're fun, and for me, they're fun in short bursts.
Borderland games.
I'm not a huge fan of single-player RPGs, even though you can play this multiplayer with people. I just haven't really gotten around to playing it with people like Brandon and Stout all that much. But by myself, yeah, they're fun. I'll play them for like an hour, then forget about it for a month. They're far from bad games. They're incredibly smart. They're very, especially Borderlands 2 is absolutely hilarious.
Beautiful
graphics,
art. I love it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the graphics and the art style is this kind of new wave version of cell shading.
Yeah.
And almost like I call it dirty cell shading. And that's kind of, and it's a very good style, and it works because it allows people to play the newest games on not so new of a computer.
But it still has a slick look to it.
Yeah, it's still very sleek and very nice looking. So yeah, nothing bad to say about Borderlands.
Borderlands.
I am a little interested that the new one coming out called the pre-sequel.
It's a prequel.
Pre-sequel.
It is a
It's a
sequel
prequel to the second
Border.
game.
That's
It's a
funny.
it's a pre-sequel. It's a sequel to the first one, but a prequel to the second one. So it's a pre-sequel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually what it's called. Borderlands: The Pre-Sequel.
Shit!
What the hell?
Playing Pixel
I'm
Junk
just
2.
skimming through the PlayStation Store looking at minis. There's one that says called One Epic Game. It says the world needs saving again, but this time it needs protection from an alien invasion right in the middle of a zombie outbreak in a fantasy land somewhere in a post-apocalyptic wasteland with World War II also involved somehow.
Oh, that sounds classy as fuck.
Sounds hilarious. And it's only $1.99.
So did you guys hear that Bill Murray is going to be playing the voice of Baloo in Disney's new version of Jungle Book?
Cool.
I'm actually kind of sold on that idea.
Widgets
Yeah.
on soon.
It's like,
Baloo teaching everybody science.
okay.
Uh-huh.
As we've established several times before, Bill Murray is the kind of guy who can do whatever the fuck he wants to. He chose to be Baloo. That's fucking awesome.
You do realize that the first time you said that, you said Bill Nye.
What? Bill Murray. Whatever.
Bill Nye.
Oh, but that's what I was thinking. I said I was
Awesome.
oddly sold on that idea. That's why I said that. I go, Bill Nye. And that's why I said Baloo teaching you science.
Oh, fuck. Bill Murray. Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
I think I said Bill Murray. You just heard Bill Nye.
No, now it's recorded. We can go back and look at the stream and hear you say
Right.
Bill Nye.
And I will say Bill Murray 1,000 times.
1,000 times Bill Murray.
Yes, please.
Still love that story. I don't know if it's true or not, but the apparent thing about Bill Murray was walking up to some group of guys, some random table in a restaurant. And he like took some of their fries or something like that, looked at one guy right in the eye and said, "No one will believe you," and walked away.
Oh, yeah. No one will believe you.
Garlic toast. I
What?
was trying to do more of our typical McLean presentation voice, but I can't.
You like toast.
I was trying to go garlic toast, but I don't have the low end of my voice.
Garlic
Did you
toast.
guys hear that Orlando Bloom punched Justin Bieber in the face?
Tried to punch.
Tried to.
Awesome.
Yes.
Almost did.
Oh, you missed.
Yeah. One of his little he put up his arm, and one of his little pissant bodyguards blocked it.
That's
Leonardo DiCaprio was cheering him on, though.
Yeah, it actually, after it happened, the entire restaurant erupted in an applause.
Because everybody loves Orlando Bloom and hates Justin Bieber.
Pretty much what had happened was they were in, like, I don't know where, like Morocco or some shit. They just both happened to be in a restaurant, and Justin Bieber walks by Orlando Bloom's table, and Orlando Bloom waves, and Bieber doesn't acknowledge him at all, and mutters something to one of his guards, and Orlando Bloom heard it, and it apparently was something about his wife. Said something dirty about his wife, so he got up and tried to slug him in the face, pretty much.
Good.
Yeah, and that's when the whole restaurant erupted in an applause.
In an applause.
In an applause, yes.
In applause.
Yeah.
Robin Hood, The Return of Richard. Psycho Soldier. What I like about a lot of these minis is they look like old school games we used to play on the consoles. A lot of them have that awesome vibe to it.
I got some games.
Bless you!
Lord! Like a wave of sneezing all of a sudden. Yeah, Sean, there is some PC games I need to send you if you like that old vibe.
Uh-huh. The Trine 2 is only $3, eh? It's crazy.
Yep.
I played the demo for the first Trine. I thought it was really good. Yeah, it's really good.
I need to send you Streets of Rage Remake.
Ooh, Jack the Ripper.
Wise Orb.
It'll just fart.
It's Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Raper?
I need to get the DOS or the Windows point-and-click adventure game Ripper.
The Rapist. 300.
Raptor goes sneeze NATO.
Sneeze NATO.
Achoo!
Sorry.
Remaker goes, thank God the tea was found.
I'm happy to see that they put the original Katamari Damacy in the PS2 section.
Oh, I need to get that game.
I might, even though I have it on disc. There's a few I noticed they'd have that I have on disc, but I would consider getting just for the convenience of being able to play them on the PS2.
Oh, I see Brandon's playing Pixel Junk Shooter.
Pixel Junk Shooter. I think I played the demo of that many moons ago.
I did too, on my PS2, excuse me. PS2.
Yeah, the PlayStation Plus, we got Pixel Junk Shooter Ultimate, which is the remastered one on the PS4. They actually used used dynamic lighting, but they also used a full 3D model for the ship.
Cool.
So like when it turns and rotates and gets hit, it actually like folds and moves and shit. It's really cool looking.
How come Elefunk isn't available anymore? I liked that one.
Ask Stout about Elefunk.
Stout? Elefunk.
I remember a long time ago, you talked to me about how retarded Elefunk was.
I am
Stout
so
made it
jealous
go away.
of your excellent fucking memory because I don't remember anything that happened past 2 weeks ago right now. Are you kidding me?
I don't know why. That was just like a big moment. It was just like we were, I think, God, if I remember correctly, we had just gotten PS3s. It was that far back. And it was like, so there was...
I do remember that game. I don't remember liking it.
And
I liked it.
you told me to download the demo and be amazed. And I downloaded the demo, and I was amazed on how bad it was. And it was just like that they actually released this on the PS3.
Yep. Well, it had high-def graphics. The elephant was well rendered.
Look at some of the crap that they've released on the PS4 just to have something on there.
Oh God!
Well, of course.
What's that one? Toki Tori?
Doki Doki.
Doki, yeah, Doki Tori or
Panic.
something. No, I wish it was Panic.
I'm looking at Nobi Boy.
Or something like that. It's on the PS3 as well. It's in there under PSN games.
Okay,
And anyone
so
recommend any 2D, 2-player simultaneous
I'm
platforms?
confused. There's the Pac-Man Championship Edition DX Plus for $9.99. It was released in 2010. Then there's the Pac-Man Championship Edition for $4.99, released in 2011.
Think of the DX Plus as like a Game of the Year edition.
Okay, but it
Yeah, so
came
it's
out
got-
first.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
It did. I'm looking at the release dates right now.
What are the
Championship
release-
Edition came out February 1st, 2011. DX Plus came out. It never comes up. Come on, you slow-ass piece of shit PlayStation Store. Just show me the goddamn game. You're not going to do it at all, are you? You're just
Pac-Man
You
Championship
just not
Edition was released in
gonna do
2007.
Don't believe it. Don't
What?
believe it.
I'm looking
Well-
at the game's website. It was released in 2007. DX came out in 10, and DX Plus came out in 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes they have their... Bleh. Probably what you're looking at is, the alleged release day. They
Or
have
just-
they have ETAs on there, and they usually never update them.
Or maybe when it was added to the PSN store.
Yeah, that too. Because the original Championship Edition came out in 2007.
Okay. That's what I thought. So I thought, well, isn't the DX version like the deluxe version?
The DX and the DX. Well, DX was Xbox 360 and PS3. DX Plus really meant it was the same exact game, except now it's available on Steam.
Holy shit, PlayStation Store. Show me something. Anything. Where are they? Where'd they all go? Like, this is my screen. This used to have games in it.
This used to have games in it.
I laugh because I know your pain.
There used to be so many games there, and now it's just a fucking blue screen, and that pops up indicating that it has finished loading, and that's all it's going to show me.
Yeah.
Motherfucker!
I still point back to probably one of the most hilarious
Get back in there.
failed instance searches that I've ever had on Steam. Was I went into Steam, I went into all games, any price, I made sure it's everything, and I typed in zombie as a type of game and a game title. It
Yeah.
said there were no results
Nothing.
for a zombie game on Steam.
Yeah.
There's 1.5 million of them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, we just don't carry those anymore.
Yeah, they're not popular. Come on. Just give me all the minis. Where's the minis?
Oh yeah, someone asked earlier. I think I answered, but I forgot.
Oh, fuck you.
They were going to ask what can they recommend as a 2-player 2D platformer game for the PS2. And the first one for me that always comes to mind is Contra. Here's that. Contra Shattered Soldier. That is an absolutely fantastic Contra game, and it's great 2 players on the PS2.
Come on, why do you not have a horror genre? Seriously.
Raptor goes, PSN is giving no fucks.
Apparently, yeah.
We talked earlier about how fucking shit.
Well, because like when I placed my order for a bunch of those games earlier today, it crashed out of the store as it was finalizing my order, and I was like, did my order go through?
Nope.
So I went back in, and yes, it had. It was all good, thank God. But what an annoyance. Annoyitude.
Another cool little thing I like is that they have the Neo Geo station.
Yeah, I like that. I noticed a lot of Neo Geo games.
Oh yeah, a lot of the King of Fighters and the Metal Slugs on there.
Yeah. 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 Oh, there we go. There, just all games, sort by price. Gimme.
Whoa!
None
Well,
of
that's
the
a lot of
free-to-play games are ones that I really want to play.
They've long since given up on the free-to-play games on the PS3.
Yeah.
They're trying to get all their big-name ones out for the PS4. I say we're still waiting for PlanetSide 2. We're still waiting for.
Yeah, come on. Get PlanetSide 2 out there.
I'm pretty sure that they're fucking.
They got War Thunder out.
Fucking, eh?
H1Z1 or something like that?
Yeah,
Put that one. Yes.
that's Valve.
Like, they haven't announced it, but it's gonna happen.
They don't even haven't announced it. Yes, they have.
What?
For the PS3, 4, I mean, PS4.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
I know it's on the Forge Light engine, which is what EverQuest Next and PlanetSide 2 are built on. So.
That's the other one. EverQuest Next is coming to the PS4. I was kind of surprised to hear about that one.
Yeah.
Didn't think a full-blown EverQuest game would ever come back to the PlayStation console after PlayStation Online's version of EverQuest. A lot of people still don't know that there were.
Oh,
People say, like, EverQuest, it's a PC only. It's the PC only juggernaut of online MMOs. It's never been sullied on a console, and it was put on the PS2. It was something of Norath. It was something, I forgot what it was called. It was EverQuest. Something Norath.
yeah,
Forever Quest.
Evercrack.
Yeah.
Champions of Norath. That's what it was.
Champions, yeah.
Yep, Champions of Norath for the PS2. And it wasn't even really like a real EverQuest game.
No.
It was Champions of Norath, Realms of EverQuest. That's what it was. It was pretty much like, it actually wasn't a bad game because it was almost a Diablo-style game. It was an isometric top-down game set in the world of EverQuest. Single player, but it also had, like, you could play up to like 3 or 4 people online. Through the early days of PlayStation Online, where you needed to get that big ass fucking box and plug it in the back of your PS2.
And someday, all of the power pellets will be ours!
Okay, Pac-Man.
Hitler Pac-Man over there.
Hitler Man.
Steve Pellet! Anyway.
Oh, Fruit Ninja.
Wait, that was put on a console?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
How do you play Fruit Ninja on a
I don't
console?
know. Was it like a tablet game or something?
Yeah, it's a tablet game where they throw fruit on screen and you gotta rub it with your finger.
Gotta flick it.
Oh, weird.
How the fuck?
Do they
If
do
it's
that?
literally just a cursor that you like run real fast.
I bet you it's like the slowest cursor ever, too. Just like.
I could see. I could see it on the PS4 because it has a touchpad on the controller.
Mm-hmm.
On the
Oh yeah, I guess so.
On the PS3? Really?
I don't know. It's there.
Wonder if it's the same Fruit Ninja. Turn your camera around and let's see what the.
I'm not looking at it anymore. I've moved on to other things.
Things that are actually working.
Alien
That's
Havoc.
right. Sorry. I mentioned to check out Contra earlier for the PS2. I forgot that
D-Large is in the UK. In the
Ah.
UK, it's called Probotector,
Yeah.
not called
Oh.
Contra.
It's
It's
got
different
different
actually,
stripes,
where
isn't
in
it?
it's-
the UK? Mm-hmm.
No. They just turned it into two robots
There?
instead of two dudes, so
Yeah, instead of
to
two
actually get
people.
different sprites.
Instead of the
Yeah.
two obvious 80s movie ripoffs that they are in the original games.
I think they did it because those were the type of games that were selling well at the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I totally agree on that. But
just
UK's like, nope, we're not dipping into that problem, so just make them two robots. And one of the robots showed up in Contra Hardcore.
Oh, it was a Violent 2. That was the other thing. Was
Oh, yeah, and the
Violence.
violence.
I just remember that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I remember that from the gaming years or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, in Contra Hardcore for the Sega Genesis, one of the Probotector robots, a miniature, like a chibi version almost, was added into the roster.
Oh, you can play Fruit Ninja with the move.
Ah, see,
Oh.
that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Okay, now you're
Stupid, but hey, man.
flicking a green dildo on with a ball on it.
Hey, the move is excellent. It at least works.
I'm just calling it what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I will
as well
believe
as
that
the Wii.
I will defend the move as being something that is not a rip-off of the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
I believe you referred to it
Yeah.
at first as the giant fuck me light.
Yes, the giant fuck me light. Yes.
It's like, the Move and the Wii both had really good motion controls, as long as you had the Wii Plus. Because the first generation Wii motion was awful. But they had the adapter thing, which I guess improved the
I
game.
unfortunately sold my Wii before I got into Wii Motion Plus.
Well,
So,
I mean,
but,
yeah, the thing is just so like the Move used fucking motion tracking, and the Wii used fucking infrared
yeah.
3D
Yeah, all those-
connectivity shit. So
All those fucking arguments saying that Sony stole the idea from Nintendo and capitalized on it, blah, blah, blah. I go, no, they did not. Actually, it's the other way around. It's the other way around, as in Sony had a public press conference back in like 2002 or something like that showing motion control with, guess what? A stick with a really big colored ball on the end of it.
yeah,
Manipulating things in a 3D world with the PlayStation camera, with the iToy camera.
right.
And that was a concept idea they had and they were working on, but they just kind of never found a niche for it.
I have almost all of the iToy games. There aren't that many.
Yeah.
I think I'm only missing one.
There's like
It's-
iToy Play 2, iToy Play, and then there's like some like weird surfing game.
Yep, Anti-Grav. I have that.
Anti-Grav. And then is
There's,
that it?
no, there's Kinetic, which is an aerobics program game thing. There's also Spy, which is basically a spy game, and there's Groove, which is a dance game.
So
So-
it's and
I've
there's
got
nothing-
all of them except for Spy.
and neither of them stole each other's idea because they've both been toying with motion controllers for decades. The fucking Power Glove being an early example from Nintendo, which uses the same technology as the Wiimote, But the only reason why Sony brought their thing to market is to capitalize on the success of the Wii. But they didn't copy them; they just pushed their project forward ahead of schedule. Instead of letting it continue to gestate like it should have to the next generation of consoles.
Yeah, so
They jumped the gun on
actually,
that.
here, I'll post it in the chat here. Case in point, it is a video demonstration from 2004
Yeah.
showing the motion control.
They've been working on it for a decade or whatever. Oh, my letterboxed and not actually what? Is it having letterboxed or am I actually widescreen?
It's letter. You're letterboxed,
Why the fuck am I letterboxed?
but not.
What?
But only in the little video down there.
Are
Oh,
you?
like when you actually select me, I'm actually No, I'm
Yeah.
letterboxed. Why the fuck am I letterboxed?
I don't know. You look normal on my 4x3 screen.
But you can see the black bars above and below me, sir. That's
Yeah.
letterboxing, actually.
I know. Like I said, it looks normal on my 4x3 screen. Although your black bars are way blacker than everybody else's
did not
black
know
bars.
that.
That's because
No,
I'm actually full screen still.
I'll just
Oh,
screen
I see.
share this real quick.
Oh, you just...
Apparently.
I see.
You
Yes.
know the
I
beta
know.
for
I understand why. I'm just saying.
I don't know why. 'Cause it's
the
not-
beta
it's
for
weird.
Shadow of the Colossus was called NICO. NICO.
Nico? Oh, yeah, because it was
The sequel to ICO.
yeah, Nico.
Next ICO, or whatever.
Next ICO.
Or new ICO, or Neo ICO. You're right, man.
2002 tech demo. Later changed to Shadows of the Colossus. Probably one of the greatest, most graphically amazing games to ever come out on the PlayStation
I
2.
need to finish playing that one of these days. I only got like up to the 4th Colossus, I think.
I think I muscled through it. I'm at like the 10th Colossus or something.
I am.
Yeah.
Some of them
I
are
was doing
tricky.
a lot of babysitting at the time, so I had a lot of free time to play Shadows of the Colossus.
Mhm.
I was just picturing you sitting there playing the games as the kids are like doing God knows what behind you. Like,
Yeah.
I was just babysitting. I had lots of time.
I was babysitting with my dad, actually. He was outside swinging on the swings with them.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I was inside playing games because I didn't want to be outside because, you know, I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
There we go, I fixed it. So if I change my resolution while I'm in the Hangout, it causes Minicam to shit the bed. It makes
Right.
it full screen with black bars as opposed to the cutoff like it's supposed to.
Weird.
Figured it out. I'm good.
At least it was displaying you properly within the Hangout.
Yeah, see, there's the... Oh, wow, they even made the... Sorry, I'm just looking at the link that was sent to me. Large from about Probotector. He found an eBay. I think it was £89.99.
Nah.
It is CIB, but I was looking at the front cover. They even made the wolf with the robotic arm completely robotic in that version. Why? He's a werewolf with a machine gun. How unrealistic can you get?
Mm.
Apparently you could
materials.
by making him fully robotic. But yeah, but there's the chibi little mini robot that actually did make it over to the US release of Conquer Hardcore.
Medicine. Fuck. No,
How
dude.
long
Suck.
have you been waiting to take that?
I missed taking my medicine last night, so I had to skip a dose.
Well, damn. Did it have crazy adverse effects on your psyche?
No, it was fucking antibiotics, bro.
Mm.
My eyeball.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah.
Really?
I love the Power Glove. The Power Glove's so bad.
This is the Power Glove.
So bad. Yeah.
So bad. Time soldiers.
See,
Apparently
They
there's
even-
somebody...
a piece of food. Yeah, Cass.
Food.
I was just going to say, apparently there's a candidate for the mayor of Toronto in the next election named Happy Happy.
Happy.
Yes.
Joy, joy.
And
I was just gonna say, is the-
yeah.
One of the candidates is Joy Joy.
Even if he's not real, he's gotta be better than the current one.
Yes. Jeez Louise. Put it together there. Just hang on.
Which I haven't taken any cough medicine in a bit, so I should probably do that.
Actually, had no idea. See, even me with my a little too much, I still learn things every day. Like, I had no idea that kind of weird robotic PlayStation thing that Sony uses to advertise. I thought that was introduced in the PS3. I never heard it.
No.
That goes way back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
just saw
Underground.
I just saw a 1999 commercial for the Pocket Station, what's pretty much Sony's answer to the VMU on the Dreamcast. There's a little handheld game system that you plug in. It's also a memory card.
PlayStation.
But yeah, it used it at the very end. Also used that little like dong noise that they do to start their commercials.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, see the PS2 I most identify with that like jang sort of sound it does.
PlayStation.
It was actually.
There's that. Yeah. But no, there's like the whole like orchestraic sound that it does at the beginning
Oh, yeah.
of PS2 games when everybody's TV is always the volume set too high.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like every time I play PlayStation.
Continue.
It's like every time I try to play PlayStation or something, it's like, oh, let's play PS2. Jang!
Yeah, it goes like.
Yeah, it's like, turn it down.
Oh, I know the thing you're talking about. Yeah.
Like right when you first power it on.
Yeah, the boot up sound.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if my PS2 was plugged in, I'd turn it on and play it.
But then once it settles down, it plays the sound of ocean waves.
Yeah, it's really neat, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
really
that
like-
initial sound, if you don't remember where your volume was set, then it's just like, ah!
Yeah.
I really liked the little ambient noise that the PS3 has. And the PS4 as well, actually, it does the same thing. When you have it on, it just kind of plays this ambient noise.
The only thing that really bothers me about the PS4 is that it took them. It's going to have taken them a year to get some of the features that we already have on the PS3, which is, the ability to play MP3s, the ability to play video files.
CDs and video files, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are complaining about that.
The last
Stupid.
update
Why?
got
I mean,
just a few weeks ago, we just now got the ability to support 3D Blu-rays.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous.
I mean,
that
the PS3 was
right out of
doing
the
3D
box.
Blu-rays last generation.
Hey,
What took so long this time?
Out of the box.
Yeah, out of the box, too.
See? And this is why I wait on the new platforms, because there's always problems at launch.
always something.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I get that you're all about games.
anything-
Fuck.
Like, I wouldn't have bought one if I had heard that there were actually, like, hardware issues with the system. But there were no hardware issues and no one claiming really in any sort of large mass that there was problems with the system. There was just a lot of features that just going to take a while to finally come out. And I was fine with that because there were a lot of titles for the first time in quite a few console releases. There were games that I wanted to play at launch. So they were actually games that were coming out and came out launch day that I really wanted to play, aka games like Knack and Killzone Shadowfall.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still very happy with the PS4 purchase, and I don't regret buying it day one. Or buying it pretty much, not day one, but when I could, early. So,
Fuck you, early adopter.
Wow, it is 2 minutes to 12. I'm dying. Days, don't you know? Tired. Don't you know? Whoa.
Follow
Oh, speaking of public washroom stories,
Oh no.
At work, this is actually a couple weeks ago. It was going to be on last week's, but we couldn't do it. Yeah, just just one of those random things that just struck me as funny and trying not to giggle. So I go to the washroom, and one of my coworkers goes in ahead of me and is about to go to the stall, but then sees one of his buddies at the counter washing his hands. And I noticed
just
that
the one hand.
Yes,
Dude,
the other stall is closed. There's obviously somebody in there. So he starts talking with his friend. He's like, "Oh yeah, blah blah," blah. And they were talking about video games. So he's just like, "Oh yeah, I got a PS4. It's really awesome." Blah blah. Oh, you play this game. Blah blah. Just like a really excited, rambunctious conversation about video games. And I'm just standing there peeing. And he's there. And then as they're talking, I hear from the other stall. And I played this game. And then, so he's like, "Okay, see you. I'll talk to you later." And I'm just standing there, like, trying to pee. So then the big rambunctious guy who was talking to his buddy goes into the other stall, slams the door, and I just hear him sit down.
just like waiting to finish the conversation.
Just like, that's really great. Yeah, that's wonderful. But it was just like neither of those two people were trying to hide a damn thing. Like it was just there was the one guy exploding in the stall next to him, and the other guy just having like the wettest, nastiest avalanche of shit ever.
Oh Lord!
It just seemed like that. It just seemed like that in. I can't remember the name of that movie, the one where Cameron Diaz was like the teacher or whatever. I think it was like Bad Teacher or something like that. She goes into the male washroom to talk with the principal, like while he's on the toilet.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "What the hell are you doing in here? I demand my privacy," and all this stuff. And then you don't realize when there's somebody in like the other stall, like one of the other teachers or something like that. And so they're having this like long drawn out conversation. And so finally she leaves. Like the moment the door shuts, you just hear like, "Oh!" from the stall next. Like, fuck, I thought she'd never leave.
Oh, that's great.
This is, all that.
So I was like, she
shit
stepped
that
out of the
you
bathroom and all she. It's funny because people don't expect. You should wait a little bit longer before the door. After the door closes, because people can still hear you right outside the door. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you say something,
That has to suck.
Well, actually, Sean, Adam heard me once from his stairs.
Oh
When I was
god.
in the washroom, like in our
On the
space
washroom.
when I was at our space there in Valhalla. Because I just remember, I sat on the toilet and was like, "Brrrr," like had my thing with it. A few seconds later, I just hear from the other side of the door, "That was disgusting." I'm like, "Adam, go away!" And so
It's like,
Does the man have
I'm on the
privacy?
toilet. I'm allowed to do that here.
yeah. So I come out later, and I was like, "What were you like right by the door?" He's like, "No, I was on my stairs and I heard it." It's just like several feet
the
away.
logic of the toilet being the only place that you're quote unquote allowed to fart. It's pretty much a giant porcelain speaker.
It basically betrays you at every turn.
A porcelain speaker, I love that.
but yeah, all those people that have to wait
A porcelain
For someone-
acoustic betrayer.
Yes.
to take a shit. They're
really
just waiting for like
quiet.
something embarrassing to finish happening. And they're just because you think that person's sitting there, planned in there to go in there and take maybe like 5-6 minutes and just have a good long shit, and he ends up having to hold it all in as all that
Pretty
5
short,
minutes.
man.
That 5 to 10 minutes of shitting gets all piled up in a backlog right there. He ends up exploding it all out at once, like some kind of cannonball. He was like,
I've been watching more of The Simpsons, and one of the episodes I watched the other day, it opened with a special report by Kent Brockman, and one of the news items was the world's first double-decker outhouse. There's like a guy gets in the top, a guy gets in the top, a guy gets in the bottom, and a few seconds go by, and you hear the guy in the bottom, "Oh my God! Stop! Just stop!"
oh, it's everywhere. Oh, it's in my raccoon.
Oh my
wound.
God! Stop!
Oh, God.
Probably one of the funniest things I'd ever seen was those weird Japanese prank videos. I don't know if you've ever
Oh,
seen
no.
those. It was the one where it's the joke outhouse. And if you know anything about how outhouses and how toilets work in Japan, technically
Stop
they do
eating while we tell this.
the proper way where they actually like stand over the toilet and like
Crouch.
They crouch,
Squat, yeah.
and squat, pretty much. Pop and squat. Pretty much. So what they do is they have this like this outhouse setup. So people go into the outhouse, they pop a squat, then like someone pulls a string, and like all the walls fall down.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
I've seen that.
And then like and some of them they're like the toilet's on a raft. And it like as the like they're trying to pop a squat, the raft goes out to sea. And they're being dragged by a boat. So the guy's like holding on to the
Lord.
toilet. So they're just drifting and driving around.
Oh,
Like,
God.
God, Japanese people, you're so fucked up.
Well, it's funny. It's like some of the struggles I remember I messaged you guys about on Cramship, and that was, you know, when I'm doing my audit jobs, and it's like the one washroom, it has to be like where all the ladies are in the office, and it's like the door's right there. It's like it's not going to block all the noise. So I'm like trying to have like a nice quiet little shit, like them not notice.
I remember the one you told me, Cass, about the guy who was trying to shit in the...
Oh God, I'm gonna die if I have to try to retell that story.
No, I'm just gonna do the highlights. I'm just trying to pretty much do that and have like a business meeting on his phone at the same
Yes.
time.
Yes,
And
that's the
in
story Sean
bathroom
loves.
taking
Oh
a shit.
yes.
Oh, God. I know I've told that one on SNI before for sure.
And how Cash, you were so tempted to get in the stall next to him and just rip this huge shit off.
No, I did. That was the thing.
Oh, you did. That's what-
No, okay, so I'll retell it as best I can without dying from laughter. Unfortunately, and if you've had a cold like I have, if you laugh, it just triggers the cough. So that's why I'm trying to just grin when I hear funny things and not actually laugh.
He's just sitting there. Mm. Wow. That didn't take
Look what
much.
you did. Look what you did.
So, yeah, I was in an airport wash, a small airport, and I'm going to pee, and yeah, I can hear the guy in the stall, and it sounded like he was giving, like, some... I got the impression like he was a manager, and he was giving one of his employees instructions on how to do something. It's like, okay, so make sure you do this, make sure that light's on first, that sort of thing. And then when I heard the poop sound, it was really, like, muted and muffled. Like, he had this really sort of soft fart. Something like, he's trying not to lead on that he's in the washroom. And then I'm sitting there, and then basically they cue the troll face, and I'm like, I think I have to fart. So I went in and I like slammed the stall door beside him. I'm like going up and left.
The porcelain amplifier.
Such an asshole.
Oh.
I just had to, and then I just like
There's
ran
nothing
out
more
of the
beautiful in
washroom.
this world than someone farting next to someone who doesn't know that they're in the bathroom.
Are you in the bathroom? No, I'm not in the bathroom. Lenny just farted near me. Yeah.
Are you taking a shit?
Always echoes like that in the office.
You're like, oh no, it's just watching. And they flush the toilet on purpose. Fuck you, asshole. Oh, God.
Wow.
Oh, I'm tearing. That one is just. Oh.
It's probably my greatest public washroom. No, it's probably a second greatest. The greatest is probably still the one in Montreal.
You know,
The infamous That's the Stuff.
Oh god.
you know, like,
That was probably like Intense Guy's dad, probably.
Intense guy's dad, yes.
when I went to see Godzilla, there was a dude taking a shit in the stall. In the bathroom, of course, not in the theater. And I come in, I pee, and I can tell he's holding back, right? I turn the water on, and I can hear him letting loose, so I turn it off real quick. But I hear him clench up. He was so afraid of me hearing every time they turned the water on. He would start going again, so I was fucking with him. Stop it! So my shirt, fuck it, and then just fucking unleashed his torrential poop.
I remember Sean, you telling me about that years ago.
Clench anymore.
I remember you telling me about that years ago, Sean, when you used to be like working in Toronto. When you're saying you'd go to a washroom, and you'd always wait for somebody to like put the hand dryer on or something like that to make all your noise. And then I remember, as he told me, then you heard somebody else beside you doing the same thing, and you realized how obvious it actually was.
Yeah.
You turn on the hand dryer, all three people in all three stalls just take big, massive farts and shits out the
and nothing.
And then silence.
Pure silence.
Yeah, pure silence with an awkward odor that just magically appears.
Yeah, gee, how did that happen?
So,
these two.
One of the funniest things you could ever hear in a bathroom is when you walk in and it's completely silent and there's just one person in like the back stall, and all you hear is
PSN store. Thanks.
All you hear is that one back stall.
Hi.
And you're standing in there. All you hear is. And it echoes. And it echoes too. It actually like bounces off the walls and proceeds to echo. And this is like, wow, dude.
I remember one. I was in a washroom once. I was actually at Thornhill Square, Sean, back when it was still like the old setup. And I don't know if you remember that washroom there, like by the food court. It was really, really small. Like I think it was maybe two stalls, and like two stalls and like one urinal. And that was it.
Yeah, I think so.
And the one stall,
band, by the way.
The one stall I remember, it was right by one of the wall pillars too, so it was even kind of hard to walk into.
Yeah.
So,
oh God.
So anyway, so I went into the more available stall. The other one, the door was shut, but the way it was angled, and there was no light there. You really couldn't see if there's someone in there or not.
Yeah.
So I'm in the stall, I'm doing my thing, and I thought I saw like the shadow of feet, or I heard somebody beside me, but I wasn't certain if there was somebody there or not. And so I'm like just finishing up, and all of a sudden, next door in the stall, it's like, where the hell did that come from? I remember the first time I told Sean that story, he said it's like the guy beside me just deflated spontaneously.
Oh God.
Spontaneous deflation. I now have a new name for suddenly farting.
Spontaneous deflation.
And I have a name for that. Two stalls and a urinal. We have two stalls and a urinal. Thank you. Good night. I'm sold. Buy a record.
Well, I think it's about time we call it a night.
Yeah, I think so.
We're 12 minutes past our time anyway.
Well, we started a little late too, so I think we're pretty much at the 3-hour mark now.
Vermin recalls your experience as farting shadow people.
Yes. Oh my God. Alrighty. Have yourselves a great week, everybody. Hope everyone enjoyed Rosie playing chess for the first time.
So adorable.
That went up today, for those who haven't seen it yet.
Like about 5 minutes in, it's so
really?
fucking adorable. So adorable.
One of the best lines is when I'm trying to explain to her why the queen is the most powerful piece in the game. And I say, do you know why the queen is the most powerful piece in the game? And she says, because she has all the babies. I was like,
yes.
That's an awesome answer, but no.
May not be the right answer, but I will make it the right answer.
That's right. Yes.
It's funny, actually.
Correct.
This is Rosie now. She's probably about the same age as when I first learned chess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I played it on the Amiga. I think the battle chess.
Battle chess. Yeah. I actually have. I got the GOG version of that. It's basically the same thing. It's just it's the DOS version.
I think it's the dog version.
Honestly, the Amiga version has way better sound effects and animation.
Yeah, during that time, DOS wasn't exactly known for its great sound effects.
Yeah, blip, bleep, bleep.
It's
Well, back then, yeah, we didn't have very good speakers. We mostly relied on that little internal speaker. It had 1 octave and maybe 3 or 4 sound effect lines.
Yeah.
It's interesting because my case doesn't have a spot for that thing.
yeah.
It's just hovering on my motherboard, like floating there on the cables. Because I'm like, there's no spot for this in my tower. Huh.
Mm.
Mine's a little soldered on diode.
Alrighty, folks. Have yourselves a wonderful week. We'll see you next week for another Saturday Night InSaNiTy. Again, there's no group viewings this week because Stout apparently is doing other things all week.
I'm going to a baseball game, and then I'm going to...
He's going to a week-long baseball game,
And
apparently.
then I'm going to ride on roller coasters.
A woman's
in the
face?
park.
No? Okay.
And then
Hookers for and below, right?
I'm going to go see the Ninja Turtles movie.
Why? Why would you ruin a perfectly good week that way?
No, you'll be starting the next week carefully. There's a difference.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Because then at the end of the day, you can say, at least they'll get better from here on out.
Wow. Crazy. Alrighty, folks. So have yourselves an awesome week. I'll try to get some more videos up this week. I do have a few packages that came in that need to be package opening videoed. And yeah, I think I gave you guys all the updates, stuff that I got, and
If you want to see the last movie gangbang, go and download it now because I am removing it midday Sunday because I have to remove it because Metal Madness's work. The last time
really?
you see it, yes.
that sucks.
Go and rip off my YouTube. I give you permission to do so, so you can watch it.
Yes.
You
And
may
if
be
there's,
able to do something.
if there's an episode that you want, just let me know. I can give you the link to see it.
I was just going to say, isn't there a way we can archive?
Yeah, it's just unlisted.
Episodes
It's
and-
just not shown in public. You have to know the URL to go to it. That's all.
Yeah, so that's the easiest way to do it. If there's
Okay,
a specific episode, or if you want to get, is there a way that you could send like a single link and have them get them all the episodes?
I could do a hidden playlist, but I don't
Yeah.
want to.
By the
I'd
way,
rather
I'm just
one episode at a time.
seeing here that I was going to grab that One Epic Game, because it sounds hilariously cheesy. One Epic Game is $1.99, but I see it's also available in a bundle with another game called the Impossible Game.
Oh
And you
God,
can
the Impossible Game.
You can get both of them together for $1.99. So get
Well,
that.
I will say this: the Impossible Game holds up to its name.
Awesome.
One game I highly recommend
played that one.
for the PS3 is called 3D Dot Heroes.
I own it.
Okay, it's such a good game.
I need to just sit down and play it more. I've only played it a little bit to try it out. But yeah, one of my viewers sent it to me a while ago. And it is awesome. It's very cool. Alright, let's get One Epic Game. I'm also getting the Space Shooter for $2.
That's an okay game.
It looked fun from the trailer.
I saw him on. I'm like, well, this
Alright.
doesn't have overwhelming reviews. It's $1.50. It looks okay. I buy it.
Which one?
Anything on Steam like that looks remotely good. It's like 206 games now.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Sure,
Amazon is apparently having a sale on a bunch of Hanna-Barbera stuff, like the hard-to-find rare Hanna-Barbera stuff.
We're gonna post a link to that in the Kiki fan page right now.
Right now, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Do it right now.
in the chat. Anyways,
Yep.
one of the deals that they have is the Centurion's original miniseries for $8.49.
Oh, nice.
They also have Jabberjaw for $17.99.
Where is this?
Amazon.
Amazon. US.
Amazon.
Dragon's Lair Complete Series $17.99. Pirates of Darkwater $17.99.
Fucking hell.
That's a bunch of the print-on-demand stuff, too.
Yes.
So.
Silverhawks $23.99.
Is that volume 2?
Yes.
I need that. I need all of those, actually. I don't have any of those.
I need to get Centurions. I need to get Pirates of Ice and Water. I need to get the Mighty Mightor.
My tour, yes.
See, I want all of those, especially, well, I want to complete Silverhawks.
I was just going to say Silverhawks and their Herculoids.
Yeah. Herculoids, yeah, that's another one.
Herculoids Shazam.
Want to get the
Holy
Dragon
shit.
Slayer one.
Challenge of the GoBots, $8.49.
Nice.
Hey, Speed Buggy.
That's the the original miniseries, right?
Yes, it is.
They're doing
Frankenstein Jr. and the
they're doing
Impossibles.
2 or 3 more volumes to put out the whole series as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Snorlax, $10.99.
One of the rare few villains from Scooby-Doo that crossed over into its own series, the Funky Phantom.
Ha.
Captain Caveman.
I remember that. It's great. Voiced by Mel Blanc.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
One
Raptor
of-
SWAT Cats is supposed to get a print-on-demand release soon.
SWAT Cats? Why does everyone keep saying bring SWAT Cats on DVD? It was released years ago.
I know.
And there was
out
an
for
issue with that
ages.
release, too.
But
And it
it's
got pulled. And when it got released again, it got a lower print run, so there's a lot less out than they were supposed to have.
I thought it was like an on-demand thing, wasn't it?
It was for a short while, but it's supposed to come back, so... I guess there's some rights issues with some stuff with it, I don't know.
Cats. It's currently available on Amazon.
Is it? Is it the print on demand?
$37.95 for the complete series.
Huh.
Ships from and sold by Amazon. Yeah. I don't know. I know there was an issue briefly, but I'm sure that was resolved ages ago.
Was that print for a long time?
No idea.
Silverhawks! Can I get a print-on-demand copy of X Squad Season 2, please? For fuck's sakes.
Yeah, I know, eh?
No!
We need to work that into our marathons somewhere because it's fucking awesome.
This is one of the best series for the 90s.
Absolutely. And like a
The
proper
last good decade for cartoons.
yeah, like a proper continuing epic saga. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Raptor's writing Guardians of the Galaxy review. Cool.
Cool. I need to see it at some point. Alrighty. Have yourselves a great week, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Until next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting. And sayonara.
Penis.
I'm high.